changing.
Stock car racing was built on dirt. Fox Sports welcomes you to the NASCAR Cup Series at the dirt-surfaced Bristol Motor Speedway, presented by Coyote Tractor. What a crazy weekend. Here's a time-lapse photography of getting the track worked in, having practice, having a monsoon. Track crews couldn't even get to the track till 7:30 last night to begin to prepare it, but today dawned beautifully. And the truck race was held here at 1 p.m., the Camping World Truck Series. A lot of dirt specialists in the field. Ooh, like Kyle Larson, who ran into the back of a slow truck there and then got tagged and was knocked out of the race. Kyle is okay. He will line up on the pole for this race today for the Cup Series. Number 51, Martin Truex Jr. The Jersey boy doesn't have a lot of dirt racing experience, but wow, on this restart, he took the lead and he never looked back. And he'll be one of the contenders in today's race. He might not have been on our favorites list until just now.
He might be now.
Hi, everybody. Mike Joy, Jeff Gordon, Clint Boyer, and Clint. What a Herculean job they had to do beginning last evening to get the track in this kind of shape to race today, because yesterday we were out in boats, out swimming in the TV compound. It was horrible here.
I'm talking the storm that came through here, it was just shining its own name. That's how bad it was. This track, the crew worked tireless hours. You said they got on it at 7:30 last night. They worked all night long. I was getting text updates. Here's what it looks like now. All through the night. This morning it looked great. Put on a heck of a race for the Truck Series, and I think it's going to be even better here for the Cup Series, Jeff.
Clint, I thought for sure when we came in here for a dirt race at Bristol that these guys that have dirt experience, Larson, Bell, Dillon, Bowman, these guys had a distinct advantage and were the favorites. But you know what? I underestimated. We got the best race car drivers, best stock car drivers in the world behind the wheel of these race cars, and we just saw one of them prove it in that truck race, Martin Truex Jr. Watch out for guys like Denny Hamlin, like Kevin Harvick. They might just surprise us here today.
So you might want to reload if you want to take home Clint's $25,000. That is guaranteed to be given away in the Fox Bet Super 6 Stage 2 contest. Just download the app and answer 6 questions about Stage 2 for your chance to win. Now, it's free to play, so get in there, and we'll help you out with a couple of questions as we go. There you go. You have to answer those questions.
Wait a minute here. Don't help him too much, Mike. I mean, $25,000. How am I going to get home today?
You have a lot more money than I thought you did, because you're giving it away every week.
Not by the end of this season, he won't. Somebody's going to win Clint's money. There's a fella who might win it all. And another one. We're ready to go racing in the dirt at Bristol.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats as Mike Rife from the Van Zandt Church of Christ offers today's invocation.
Let us pray. Dear God, we are grateful to be here, and we are humbled that you are here with us. You are and you have been everywhere. You have been and you are still working through our frontline workers, military, first responders, local and state police departments. And God, since you are here in our presence, we ask that you continue to bless our sponsor and our host, and that you will protect all of today's participants. In the name of Jesus, amen.
To perform today's national anthem, please welcome country music star Randy Houser.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Yesterday, we got soaking wet, muddy, and flooded. Today, we're ready to do something NASCAR has not done in 51 years. Go racing in the dirt.
Got Chase, Cal, and Curly Bell's chances are higher. But finally we are racing in the dirt.
That was Bruce Springen, shock specialist, and a medley of his hit. Well, before the Cup cars and the Camping World trucks took to the track, our expert analysts had their chance at the surface.
You better get a good run at it.
If we miss, it's gonna hurt.
Hey, just keep it out of the wall, boy. Whoa! Oh, wait, man, that is not at all the way you want to drive this thing. Oh! Woo! How long's it been since you drove one of these things, anyway? Yeah! I don't know, Rob. Right on the bottom there, boy. Whoa! Holy! Is it that damn loose?
Yeah.
Whoa! Come on, boy. You can do better than this, man. I know you can.
It's raining pretty hard.
She's getting slick now.
Hey, it's slick as
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Don't back her in the wall. Oh, thank God.
Yeah, that was close.
That might be all she wrote. Thought we wrecked. Nice job, by the way, keeping that thing out of the wall.
I make you nervous?
I don't know if that was just luck or what, but
I don't think I can get up there.
no, I don't know, man. Nice. Yeah. I think that's the most impressive thing Boyer's ever done.
Clint, I know that car you have has two steering wheels. I'm sure only one's connected.
Yeah, we gave him the dummy wheel, but so much fun right there. Obviously, we was wanting to put both of us in there, rain shorten that thing, and gave us an exact opportunity to show you why you don't race in the rain on the mud.
The dummy wheel.
I thought it was payback coming to me, Mike.
Let's go trackside.
Race fans, it's time for the most famous words in motorsports. Here to give the command, please welcome Executive Vice President and General Manager of Bristol Motor Speedway, Jerry Caldwell, along with Bristol Motor Speedway team members.
On behalf of everyone working to vaccinate our country, including Food City and the team here at Bristol Motor Speedway.
Drivers, start your engine!
NASCAR's last Cup Series dirt track winner was Richard Petty at the Raleigh, North Carolina Fairgrounds 51 years ago. He beat Soapy Castles by 2 laps that day. We're about to do it again, right here on Fox.
Cup cars on dirt for the first time in 50 years.
I expect these drivers not only to just push their cars to the limit, but their bodies as well.
You ought to feel the vibe when you come into Bristol, Tennessee. People are pumped up about this.
This is a big event. This is a crown jewel.
Welcome back to the NASCAR Cup Series dirt race from Bristol, presented by Coyote Tractors. All right, they're on the pace laps. We kind of threw our format away and decided we better talk to the driver who won the truck race just about 2 hours ago.
Let's get him. Hey, Martin Truex Jr., you got us up here in the booth. It's Boyer, Jeff, Mike Joy.
Yeah, I got you, boys.
Hey, man, where did that come from? Did not see that coming. I figured everybody was out here practicing at Bristol. You were bass fishing or something. What kind of conversation you have with yourself anyway?
I think I surprised a lot of people, including myself, a little bit there. So, you know, it's something new, different. You figure you go try to learn it. It was really cool getting to run the truck. I did not come here expecting to win it, but man, pretty cool to be able to get that done. So, thanks to all the owners and everybody, you know, putting that deal together. Let's see if we can go back to back here and have some more fun this afternoon.
You got it, man. One down, one to go. Let's see some action. Good luck, buddy.
Well, there will be plenty of action, I promise you that.
All right, let's have a look at today's starting grid, sponsored by Coyote Tractors. Kyle Larson on the pole because qualifying got rained out. He'll go to the rear due to an engine change.
Yeah, and that means Denny Hamlin's going to be leading them to the field. Not a lot of dirt experience, but good in practice.
Blaney and Kyle Busch, row 2. Martin's in row 3.
Yeah, Kevin Harvick, look at this, number 4. I didn't think he was going to be good on the dirt, but certainly is going to be my man today.
Well, Alex Bowman, multiple championships on dirt. Very good in practice.
Saw William Byron right there. Will it be one Wednesday night's iRacing event? I don't think that virtual race is going to mean anything tonight, but it might.
All right, the rest of your starting lineup will scroll across the bottom of the screen as we check in with Professor McReynolds. Larry, so many variables, so many questions. Got any answers?
Mike, I've been doing this for 40 years, and I don't know if I can ever remember going into a race with so many questions and so many variables. These crew chiefs are worried about cooling. They're worried about tire wear, and Regan Smith mainly worried about how a car's going to drive that hadn't been on the track since Friday.
Well, Larry, one guy who knows how the car's going to drive, Chase Briscoe, just finished 5th in the truck race earlier today. He knows exactly what he expects this track to do. One more secret weapon. His dad, Kevin, is in the stands texting his crew chief updates as to what the track looks like to him. Jamie?
Well, Kyle Larson is a dirt track ringer. He won 46 times alone on dirt in 2020, but today he has his work cut out for him. They had to make an engine change. He'll drop to the back. Keep your eye on that 5. He's going to put on a show, Vince Welch.
Well, sometimes you only get one chance, and that's the case for 30-year-old Chris Windom today. Makes his living on dirt. USAC Triple Crown champion, but he would have never gotten a cup start if not for this dirt race at Bristol. He watches these stars every week on TV. Today, he competes alongside of them. He said he'd flip down that visor, and it'd be a dream come true today, Mike.
Number of dirt track ringers in this race. We'll have a look at them. So 250 laps, but the format has changed a bit. Stage lengths are now 100 laps each with a 50-lap final stage and 2 competition cautions. So the most green laps in a row we could run would be 50 at any one time. However, in the truck race, I think 13 up until that final last green flag run to the finish was the most they had. Pace truck is off and they face the green flag. The Bristol Dirt Race is underway. Denny Hamlin, lap 1.
How cool is this? Seeing these Cup cars slide these cars sideways around this high banks here at Bristol. That is awesome.
And it takes me right back to the job this track crew did preparing this racetrack. 3 wide, you see already. Perfect track conditions. This track is only going to get better. It'll wear out. You see Denny Hamlin moving up.
And Kyle Busch steals the lead.
Now, Kyle Busch is one of those guys. Yes, he's a Cup champion, but he does have quite a bit of dirt experience. No surprise that he takes the lead here early.
And that takes me right back to what we saw Martin Truex Jr. do in that truck race. Getting to the lead, getting out in that clean air. I know you don't want to, we don't talk about that on dirt, but hey, wait a minute. We've never been on dirt. I don't know. Maybe it means something.
Here's your second place battle.
Well, Mark
Truex right there.
Yeah, Mark Truex Jr., I was just going to say, doing the same thing he did in that truck race, started a little bit further back in that race. Today, what, 4th, 5th, and already going after second place Denny Hamlin. Those Gibbs Toyotas looking mighty fine here in the opening laps. A lot of racing, though. A lot of things are going to change. Look at that track. By the way, amazing track prep. That track was perfect when they took this green, but already, Clinton, you can see how slick it's starting to get.
And that's what's so fun about watching a good old-fashioned dirt race is because they're constantly adapting, chasing those track conditions.
On board Austin Dillon, that's Kevin Harvick in the 4. Harvick's car's dirty already. That's part of the graphics scheme, though.
Great idea, incorporating some dirt into it, but lap 5 already, they all matching. See Martin Truex Jr. getting to the outside, trying to pass the 11 for the second place spot right there. I see the track, right now, Jeff, being really racy, both grooves. That's going to go away. It's important to get in the lead, get out front pretty quick, and you can see Martin pushing hard to do that.
And Joey Logano has moved up 3 spots from his 10th starting position after being our FS1 guest analyst for the truck race. I think that Vince Welch and Michael Walter put it on him and said, last week Blaney was the analyst on Saturday. He won on Sunday. Joey, you got work to do.
See Christopher Bell right here passing for 10th place, putting on a show up top.
Oh, already a change for the lead. Martin Truex Jr. goes by his teammate Kyle Busch. Oh, he's got it in. Kyle Busch is overheating. Jamie?
That's exactly right, Jeff. He said he was overheating on the second lap of this race. It's pushing water. He said he's going to come pit right now, guys. The 18 coming in.
You can see the windshield has some mud on it, so that tells me.
And it's not only him. I was just fixing to say, I see a lot of
bad.
Yeah, I see a lot of roost on the front of these cars. You can see the guys are in the water coming out. I don't think he's going to be the only one right here.
So Martin
I'm seeing
Truex,
a lot of front ends covered, Mike, with dirt and mud right now.
Well, I take back what I thought when they took the green. I did not see from here on camera that there was that much moisture in the track. It looked to me to be slicker than what those trucks went through, but
see the front, and I don't know, it goes back to the teams. Larry, as a crew chief, some of the things that people were doing differently with their grill openings and things like that. You saw his plugged. Some of them you see still have plenty of good coverage. The 48 car right there, you see Alex Bowman on the bottom. That grill opening is clean. The outside, the fenders and things like that are dirty, but the grill opening's clean.
Now, William Byron, I'm not sure if that's plugged up, but it's not good. Now here comes Kyle Larson, and he is flying his way up through the field. To no one's surprise, he's already in the top 20.
I got nothing for you on that one.
That's Ty Dillon's car. A little toss and catch it.
I thought that had gone underneath the race car, and all of a sudden it's up on the hood.
Second place, Ryan Blaney fighting back. And William Byron on the way.
Oh, that was pretty good right there on the 24. William Byron knocked some of that mud off that front grill as he went into one of the bumps. I just wonder about Denny Hamlin taking care of your tires here. These tires have been wearing out a good bit. I don't think they're going to wear out right now in this first section of this stage, but you definitely have to watch what that wear on these right rear tires especially are going to be like.
You bring up a good point in watching these cars. You see the 22 of Joey Logano right there, really sideways. When you're sideways, you're hard on that right rear tire. As this track dries out, it's going to become harder on that right rear tire. You see the groove on the inside right there as you see William Byron coming off the bottom. That dark black groove, that is slick.
Guys, I've been watching the 4 Hendrick Chevrolets, and you can see it right here. The front end of their cars are covered except for the grill opening. They have done something to their grill opening to keep the mud from sticking to it.
Well, that's because they all had overheating issues in practice on Friday, and they learned something, if I had to guess.
Here's some audio from your leader, Martin Truex, on temperatures.
Make sure you got your fan on if you don't already. Yeah, it's climbing. 287 right now.
Woo. Regan.
Well, Mike, the temperatures are climbing on many of these cars, but the other thing drivers are starting to complain about is the vision. The 10 car of Eric Almirola already saying that he cannot see where he's going. A little further back in the pack makes that more difficult.
Now, there was a lot on social media about why not take the windshields out and put screens in. No, no, no. These are Cup cars. And since the 50s, I look back at pictures from the 50s, the 60s, and all the way to 1970 as we see a little light contact here. And when the Cup cars raced on dirt, they had full windshields, just as they do today. Second place battle. They are lapping the track over half a second faster than they practiced here on Friday. Martin Truex, your leader.
All right, guys, no insurance talk on beach day.
I'm down.
Yes, please.
Don't get me wrong, I love my RV, but insuring it is such a hassle.
Same with my boat. The insurance bills are through the roof.
Be cool.
I wish I could group my insurance stuff. Like the house, the car, the RV.
Like a cluster, an insurance cluster.
Yeah, I doubt that exists.
The bundle! It's a bundle and it saves you money! Hi, I'm Flo from Progressive and I couldn't help it over here.
Super fun beach day, everybody.
I am bumping, banging, and battling to the finish. I am the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. I am NASCAR.
Making a difference starts with making a commitment, a promise to others, using the lessons you've learned, the values you believe in, to show what you're truly capable of.
Sarah shopped for the lowest mortgage rate and chose AmeriSave. The one choice she'll never regret, unlike buying a do-it-yourself orthodontics kit or marrying Eddie. Visit AmeriSave.com now. Lower mortgage rates mean higher savings.
The Bacon Double Stack is back in the biggie bag for just $5. Only at Wendy's.
The Universal Championship triple threat has reshaped WrestleMania, and Edge is more dangerous than ever. It's an all-new Friday Night SmackDown, live at 8 Eastern on Fox.
Saturday, baseball is back on FS1.
Here we go.
Back are the blasts from Acuna Jr.
Man, can he hit.
And the bat flips and hair flips of Bryce. Back are the defending champion Dodgers.
This is belted.
And the Rocky story you have to see to believe. Coverage begins Saturday at 3 Eastern on FS1 and the Fox Sports app.
Mark Truex, your leader after 25 green flag laps. Today's Ford Performance Track Facts. 100 all-time Cup Series wins on dirt, most of any manufacturer. David Pearson won at Raleigh in June of 1969. That was the last Ford Cup winner on dirt, 1969. Kyle Busch went one lap down with that stop for overheating. He's back on track. And that is Cody Ware just in front of the leader, taking the paint off the wall.
Yeah, and that's lap traffic. You're going to see, I said going into this weekend, I felt like lap traffic, the ability to be able to get through traffic was going to be the determining factor in winning this race.
Also keeping that grill screen clear. You saw Mark Truex Jr. try to get up to the lap car to try to knock some of that dirt off. Doesn't work like the debris does on a paved track.
Second place, Blaney and Bowman. Meanwhile, Kyle Larson, he continues his march toward the front, closing in on the top 10, Jamie.
Well, he was fast in practice on Friday, Mike, but they had a problem. It was the outerwear that they're running on these cars clogged up with dust. They weren't prepared for that, so they had to put a backup engine in it, but they also saved their teammates who ran the same outerwear. They made a big change to it, and that car is good right now, staying nice and cool.
So the outerwear is like a filter over the front grille of the car, kind of like a bumper cover, but it allows air to pass through and hopefully not mud.
I tell you, you can still see that grille opening. Even though they made those adjustments, it's still plugged up pretty good. I'm telling you, temperatures, all these teams are going to be making some adjustments when they get back to that stage end.
Christopher Bell, fifth, chasing William Byron for fourth.
This is what I'm excited about right here, Mike. We see multiple grooves forming. You can roll around the bottom. You see a couple of those ruts where the cars dip through like Alex Bowman, but you got a top groove also working right now.
And this is that transition, right? It's going to go through that. You're going to keep pushing that outside up higher and higher and higher. You're going to search for the moisture down on the bottom. Then the middle becomes no man's land. Then the slide jobs start coming.
And that's the biggest part of successful dirt track racing, reading the changes to the track surface and capitalizing on them. Whoa, ho, ho, ho.
3 wide here,
like
going on that lap car.
Marlar up on the outside in the 66, and not enough room for everybody to get by at once. Larry Mack.
Yeah, let's go back to what Jamie Little was talking about, the grill opening and the outerwear. We'll go to our Ford Performance car. The lower opening, they let them open it up to 25 inches wide, 9 inches tall, all the way up in the front bumper. That right there is that outerwear piece. It's almost like a filter, and what teams are doing, it's Velcroed on. That way they can change it out during each time they come to pit road.
Thanks, Larry. 34 complete, competition caution coming at lap 50.
what you call jumping the cushion right there. There's not much of a cushion up there, but Erik Jones, he got above it. You get up there, what do you call it, the fluff or the powder?
Oh, no, that's a cushion right now. It's going to be fluff. As it dries out, it'll get fluff up there. But, man, I see, looking at Austin Dillon right there, working that bottom, having them right sides right in that black. Tire wear is rapidly approaching an issue for all these guys.
No surprise, some of these Toyotas running well here today. Christopher Bell started his career on dirt, and so did Toyota's history in racing. We'll have more on Toyota Racing's return to the dirt later on in today's race.
No surprise here. Bell is moving up through the field. He's picked up 8 spots. This guy, if I thought of anybody that really just shines on dirt, mainly in open wheel racing, it's Bell and Larson. So both of these guys working their way to the front.
Got Christopher Bell, 3-time Chili Bowl winner. On the right of your screen, Harvick and Newman.
Newman, another guy, a lot of dirt track experience before he came into the Cup Series.
And Ryan Preece with them in the 37 with little dirt track experience. And he's an asphalt modified guy.
And here comes Kyle Larson from the back, from the tail, marching into that picture right there. It won't be long. You'll be seeing more of him.
12 laps to the comp caution. And for some of these drivers, it can't come soon enough.
This is where you're going to have to make quick time in these lappers, and they're not going to allow him to they're not going to lay over and give that lap up easy. He's going to have to figure out how to get around and march up and not
get caught up in a wreck.
That's exactly right.
All right, so on the bottom, Corey LaJoie in the 7. He's trying to stay on the lead lap. That could be a tall order.
Oh, heavy damage.
And he gets hit hard.
Right in front of your leader, Martin Truex Jr. barely got through that.
Barely got through there, and he was able to stay in the lead also, I believe.
Anthony Alfredo, I believe, is who
and that
piled into it.
Tore up.
And Corey LaJoie, who was fighting to stay on the lead lap, will not.
Going to need some dude wipes to clean this up.
Oh, low-hanging fruit, Clint.
Hey, trying to give him some love. They need it.
Shane Golobeck, one of the dirt track specialists, driving B.J. McLeod's car, the 78 in this race.
Well, that 10 car's done.
Wow. Caution at lap 41.
On a dirt track, you don't need all those body panels and for aerodynamics, but that you might need the front radiator, though. That thing is destroyed. Yeah, you see the 10 of Almirola got a little bit too low, maybe got into that dirtle.
Well, Golobeck moved up just a little bit right there and gave him a little bit of room to get his nose in there. He tried it, just not enough. Got up on that dirtle, like you said, and spun out. You can see he was looking underneath of him. I don't think
that was actually Stuart Friesen. He was trying to get underneath.
I believe that was Golobeck that he hit.
It's the 38 of
and here's the
Alfredo.
leader. Look at him sneak through. Just barely. Wow. How did he miss that? Let's see. Watch the 19. That's your leader, Martin Truex.
Wow.
Man.
Yikes.
Holy crap, that was close.
It's exactly what I said,
Martin. Right out of our mouth.
It's still, that shows you that we're still at Bristol. Things happen fast here. That was good heads-up driving by Martin Truex, all these guys, but unfortunately, sometimes speed overcomes that issue. Another thing that we've talked about earlier in practice and things like that was the brakes that these guys are using. You got to remember, some of these guys are using a 3-wheel brake type of setup to try to aid them in turning in the car. That's going to make those cars be loose when they get on the brakes.
All right, as you've seen, the AMR safety crew was quickly on the scene. All drivers climbed out unhurt. The cars, not so much. Fox NASCAR is sponsored by the all-new 2021 Ford F-150. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. And by Credit One Bank, the official credit card of NASCAR. Red flag on the Bristol dirt, and we'll show you why. Watch the 10 of Aric Almirola try to stay off the car to his outside and go around. Then mayhem.
Man, huge hit. I mean, one after another just continued to plow into the 10 of Aric Almirola. You could see Stuart Friesen just holding his line. Not quite enough room for Almirola to make that move, and then he caught one of those, what we call dirtles, one of those paved areas that they actually keep the guys from going in the infield.
Shane Golobic got him first, and then Anthony Alfredo, and then Corey LaJoie. It'll be Almirola's 4th finish of 30th or worse in 7 starts this year. Busch is celebrating today's dirt track race by giving away signed pieces of Kevin Harvick's Busch Light Dirt Card. Tweet the hashtag BuschDirtCar and hashtag sweepstakes at the beginning of each stage for your chance to win.
What do you say we dial up Kevin Harvick? Hey, Kevin, this is the guys up in the Fox Sports booth. You got us? Well, man, we're admiring that paint scheme. Pretty cool looking race car for this dirt race. You ran the truck race. Now you're, 41 laps into this cup race. Tell us about it.
Well, yeah, I think I've got a lot more trucks and cars underneath me than they have driver. Look, man, this is difficult just for me. I don't really know exactly when I need to move somewhere. I see Bell come by me and he's running the top. I go up there and can't do it like that. Then I run the bottom and then I get past on the top. So I'm not really 100% sure on where I need to be on the racetrack. Fundamentally, the passing side of things for me is a little bit difficult just because of the fact that I have a tough time setting them up and knowing exactly where the grip is and how to make all that happen. So there's a steep learning curve here.
Tell him we're all counting on him.
And then on top of that, I'm kind of setting my ways. I like the window clean. I don't like to have a rack between my legs.
You're the wrong track for that, baby.
There are a number of things that are just a little out of character for me, but we're learning every lap, and I think that's the most important thing.
Well, no pressure, but me and Boyer and Mike say good luck figuring it out because we are counting on you.
Well, I don't even know how to reply to that, but you might want to pick somebody else.
Right. Too bad. You're our guy.
All right.
Go for it.
Good luck. Thank you.
All right, here's Regan.
Well, Eric Almirola checked and cleared from the infield care center. Eric, we saw you hit the dirtle on the bottom of the racetrack. Just a product of trying to get too low and didn't see it, or what took place there?
It started before that. The 77 slipped off the bottom. I was hunting the bottom, and he slipped off the bottom, and I was trying to get in between him and the silly humps there, and he turned back down across my nose and hit me in the right front and kind of run me up over the dirt hump, and I spun, and a bunch of cars. You can't stop, you can't see. That's honestly the biggest problem. Dirt racing, you don't have a windshield in front of you so you can pull a tear off. We can't reach out there and pull a tear off our windshield, so you can't see anything. So everybody just comes piling in because you can't see.
All right, glad you're okay. Thanks, Eric.
So Almirola out of the race in that crash, along with Shane Golobic, Anthony Alfredo, Corey LaJoie. For more on outerwear, Jamie.
And we're not talking about jackets or my outfit here. This is the outerwear that we were talking about that came off of Kyle Busch's car after 2 laps. It got caked with mud. He was starting to overheat. He came in, they ripped it off. It's actually just Velcro. Well, he just came in. They actually had to screw it in there, so he has the backup outerwear on there. Now you know.
Oh, thanks. All right, let's a quick review of cars that had to start in the back today. Kyle Larson, due to an engine change, overheating in practice, started out back. He's up to 11th. The 21, Matt DiBenedetto, as they were unloading the car from the hauler today, they tore a fender, so that's an unapproved repair. DiBenedetto is up to 27th. And Michael McDowell, the Daytona winner, when they went to warm up the car, they had an issue with the throttle body on the engine, part of the fuel injection system. It would not fully open. They had to change that. He is up to 28th. And you saw Kyle Busch, who was a lap down after overheating early in this race. How do you make the best NASCAR season even better? You grab the Fox Sports app. Exclusive content, in-car cameras, Bob Pockrass with all the news and the social feeds for your favorite drivers. Download the Fox Sports app, the go-to app for NASCAR fans all season long. Martin Truex selects the outside for this restart. He'll be alongside Alex Bowman, who says this about visibility.
Actually, it's just starting to get a little more shade, so I just wonder if that'll help with your visibility in the dust. Literally, like, my tear-off button on iRacing is the button on the steering wheel, and I was about pushing it.
No, it's not.
Coming to green this time, 44 complete. This will be 45. 5 laps to the competition caution. Truex, the control car, gets out with a big lead. Christopher Bell, Denny Hamlin with him.
And Alex Bowman did not get off to a good start there.
This is where I think would be one of the hardest things to do on this dirt surface is try to understand what gear to take off on. And that's what I saw with Alex Bowman right there. Second gear, third gear, fourth gear. What are you going to start in,
It
Jeff?
almost looked like, Clint, he launched in second, went to shift to third, and then something happened.
Maybe he missed a gear?
Maybe he missed a gear.
Quinn Houff got the free pass on that caution as Martin Truex has just led his 10,000th career lap in the Cup Series.
Well, boy, Mike, I'm not surprised he's led that many laps. We've seen him dominate at a lot of tracks over the years, but I didn't think it'd be coming here at Bristol and dirt.
Guys, Kyle Larson is on the move. He has passed so many cars. He's already, I think he's running 8th. Just passed for 8th. Moving right in on their door, Jeff, right on the outside. Byron got two more right there.
That was almost exactly what just happened. Amarola, Harvick into his teammate, Chase Briscoe, heavy into the wall on the outside. Caution.
We got cars everywhere.
So Byron hit Newman, who spun, and there are 3 other cars stopped further back, including the free pass car, Quinn Houff, Cody Ware in the 51, and the 15 as well. Chris Windom.
So just keep an eye on the 6 car, Ryan Newman, the 24 of William Byron. Newman goes up the racetrack a little bit. Here comes Byron on the outside, or on the inside. They just make contact, very similar to what we just saw with Eric Almirola and Stuart Friesen. 6 car Newman does a great job spinning it out, doing a 360.
Well, I see the 6 moved up a little bit on his entrance to block the 5 of Kyle Larson. Missed a little bit on the middle of the corner. Had to check up. When he came back down is when he got in with a B.
Now the 4 and 14 get together behind this up and into the wall. Kyle Busch gets the free pass because this will be the competition caution. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Drive always discovers possibility. Goodyear, more driven. Now, pit stops are different. These are non-competitive pit stops. The field is frozen as they enter pit road, and they'll be lined up the same way when they come off after service. Let's start with Vince Welch.
Well, one of those drivers that's had a solid run so far is that 99 of Daniel Suarez. He'd never been on dirt ever until he tested a late model last Tuesday. He's ran the truck race earlier today, so certainly giving him some good laps. He's up to 8th right now at this comp caution. Regan?
Well, Joey Logano in his second race of the day. He didn't drive the first one, though. He was in the booth for Fox in the first race earlier. Right now, that car for him is just simply too tight at the start of runs. It freed up as he went, though. They anticipate that continuing to happen, so they'll make a small adjustment for that from their 9th place position. Jamie?
And Christopher Bell having a good day in the 20, running second right now. His teammate Martin Truex Jr. And yeah, you have fabricators, you have mechanics going over the wall. Look at it, it's like slow motion down here. Car chiefs helping with these stops, making adjustments. And the 19 Truex, he is good. Doesn't want any help with that car, Regan.
Chase Briscoe in the 14 car. So much anticipation for him coming into this race. The dirt racer, extensive background. We saw the contact that he just had right there. Said as soon as he could get onto the radio that it felt like a shock was broke on that race car. So look for them to go under the hood or inside the wheel well here and try to diagnose that problem and figure out if they can fix it.
So let's show you what happened here. Ricky Stenhouse, here comes Stenhouse. He will get into the 4 of Kevin Harvick, who will then get into Chase Briscoe. What happens here, Clint?
Yeah, what I saw when the 6 car made his loop, he made a complete 360, but he didn't lock it down. He was able to keep going. Kevin Harvick had to adjust right there the last minute, put his teammate Chase Briscoe into the wall pretty hard, too. It wouldn't surprise me if there's a shock mount broke right there.
And note there is no safer barrier. The safer barrier system is not compatible with the dirt track, the way it is configured. So NASCAR allowed it to be removed for this first-time dirt track event.
What do we say we dial up our second place runner, Christopher Bell? Hey, Christopher, this is the guys up in the Fox Sports booth. You got us?
Yes, I do.
Well, buddy, this is your comfort zone right here on a dirt track, and obviously going pretty well. Started 15th up to 2nd. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I felt pretty good there. It was a lot of fun. Whenever they rework the track, you can kind of move around and follow the grip up. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how long that top lasts. It looks like it's getting pretty thin up there.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, they're working it. They're wetting it down, so it might stay a little longer. Good luck the rest of the way. Thank you.
Thank you.
Under the first competition caution on the Bristol dirt track. Welcome back to the NASCAR Cup Series dirt race from Bristol, presented by Coyote Tractors. There's Kyle Busch slinging some as we've completed the first competition caution. You know, tracks like Bristol and Martinsville and Richmond were built as dirt tracks and later paved. Not Bristol. Bristol was built as a paved racetrack. Larry McReynolds.
Yeah, this is our subway right combination. We're going to talk about Christopher Bell in that 20 car. His early career was totally spent racing on dirt. He didn't even race asphalt until 2014. He was the 2013 USAC National Midget Champion, won the Chili Bowl Nationals 3 consecutive years, 3 starts at the Eldora Truck Race, winning in 2015. Stack all those things in, that could just be the subway right combination to win the first Cup race on dirt in over 50 years.
Thanks, Larry. Jamie, what about tires?
Been talking a lot about tires all weekend long. These came off the 20 of Christopher Bell, right rear. When you hear blistering, look at this, right down the center. Just to compare, this is the right front, so that's more normal, and you see what's happening here. They're all keeping eyes on the tires. Regan, what do you have?
Well, Jamie, a number of tires in my section look exactly like that, but the 22 car, Joey Logano, his tire looks significantly better than anybody's. He felt very good about his car for long runs. This may be a good part of the reason why. He even asked his team, after they took the tire off, bring it around, hold it by the driver's door so I can look at it myself visually and get an idea of what I had right there.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely just wheel spin right there. A lot of temperature before the tire has a chance to wear out.
How's this surface holding up?
Listen, I think they have done the best job preparing this racetrack. It is in excellent condition. Yes, it's going to be hard on tires. We know that. But I've seen a top groove, even a middle groove, and a bottom groove.
All right, we'll be listening to the 24 team. Restarting 5th here. Martin Truex again choosing the outside. Here we go.
Still out there, 99. Still outside. Clear up. Clear up. Trying to get there, but clear. Outside. 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 9.
Spotters high atop the grandstand. Not easy for them to see either. Denny Hamlin in 4th on the inside there, Jamie.
Well, when he came down pit road, they actually went under the hood. He said he barely has any brakes. They added some brake fluid, took a look at it, but he just told the team he's still not great.
Yeah, you just wouldn't. Bell goes around. Larson can collect some.
Larson.
Boy, there's 2 of our favorites right there that we thought were going to be the guys to beat. Might be done.
I would definitely agree with that in a big way.
It looked to me like Christopher Bell was working that top groove and just didn't have anything to lean on and came around.
3rd caution of the day, with Ross Chastain also involved. Christopher Bell around right in front of Kyle Larson. Fox NASCAR is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance. And by Coyote. We dig dirt. 56 laps complete, 3rd caution of the day. Christopher Bell's gone behind the wall. When one car spins, it's hard to get woed up.
You can see right in front of the 5 of Kyle Larson, the 20 of Christopher Bell. He's just up high, gets over that cushion, what little there was to lean on, and it comes around.
Harvick took quite a shot there off the nose of Bell as he went past. And then Shane Briscoe and Ricky Stenhouse got together trying to miss them.
Well, you could just hear he gets on the gas and the car just has no rear grip, comes around. 4 car there. And Ross Chastain, heavy contact.
Well, you know, when you're running up front at Bristol and you spin in front of the field, you're bound to get hit several times, and that's exactly what happened. That was a lot of damage right there on the 4 car. I thought he hit pretty hard, and you can see him down there on pit road now as we speak. Looking over my shoulder there, there's definitely paying attention to that right rear. Big shot.
So in all, 6 cars involved. Mike Marlar in the 66 will get the free pass. And let's look at the damage on Harvick's car. Jamie?
Kyle Larson in the 5. The left side toe is knocked out of alignment. Said his wheel is at about 10 o'clock. They continue to work. Meanwhile, the 20 of Christopher Bell, they did some adjustments to it. And as soon as he pulled out, there was oil leaking. They said, we're done. And there he is climbing out of the car.
So Bell and Ross Chastain have both taken their cars behind the wall. Joining Almirola, Golovic, LaJoie, and Alfredo.
Boy, my mind is changing rapidly after that. After seeing that wreck, who I think is going to be a favorite now is right back to, I think, who won that truck race. What do you think, Jeff?
He's looking really good right now.
Unfortunately, Mike picked him.
I got a bandwagon you can jump on. Room on that train. Martin Truex, green flag.
That's another. Alex
yeah, he's got a problem.
Trouble.
Yeah, this time much worse. I don't even know if it might be broke.
I think he's maybe in 3rd gear right here. A lot of people still passing him.
He had a great restart on the outside lane on the last restart, but this one looked just like he did a while ago where things just did not take off. Now I believe he's got some kind of an even bigger issue.
Ricky Stenhouse on the high side. He's making something happen as he draws even with Chase Elliott and goes after the 11.
How about old Suarez right here in 2nd place?
What a story that would be.
Yep, there's Ricky. Hard at work.
Yeah, you see Blaney move up. Not so fast, Jack. I see you up there.
Vince on Suarez.
Well, it's been an amazing start to this race for Daniel Suarez, who we told you earlier never even been on dirt till last Tuesday. He barely missed that incident with Larson and Christopher Bell. Sometimes you got to be lucky in these kind of races to get the finish that you want. He definitely got lucky with that miss, but they are thrilled with the way Suarez is running so far.
The battle behind him is heating up for 3rd.
Certainly is. Going back to Suarez real quick, guys, one thing that I see he's able to do that a lot of cars can't do is keep it really, really straight, using that right front wheel instead of the right rear. That will play dividends long into these runs.
Been watching Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He's trying, similar to what we saw with Christopher Bell, try to work that higher line. And boy, he almost had the same type of situation as Christopher Bell the lap before. Now he's wrapped right around the bottom. Let's watch Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the 47. Goes up high. Watch this thing just take off. Boy, there's just nothing to lean on up top.
Now, what's been happening to Alex Bowman on these restarts?
No, 4th gear. So far, I can tell you're in 3rd. Got to do the best we can.
Wow, great job calling that, Clint.
Let's take you back to the restart.
So we saw he had a similar issue earlier, and then this time it looked almost exactly the same, but now he's got no 4th gear. He's in 3rd.
The reason I thought that may be the case is you can see he's able to keep up and actually be a little bit better in the middle of the corner, and then as soon as they get to the straightaway, they wear him out.
Bubba Wallace in the 23, up 3 spots since the restart. Looking at Stenhouse and Chase Elliott.
I think Stenhouse got a pretty strong car right here. He's just trying to find a way how to get by some of these guys. See that outside lane carries a little momentum off the corner down the straightaway.
Still there. Still there.
point.
Well, I never would have guessed this. At this stage in the race, how many of the top 10 drivers began their careers and kind of made their bones on dirt?
None.
One, Ricky Stenhouse.
Well, listen, as slick as this track is right now, it's starting to turn into a pavement track.
100%.
Thanks for wearing the visor cam there, Ricky. Telemetry lower left.
Which is so little throttle. That's what I love about dirt. It's all about working that wheel, but working that throttle pedal and keeping the rear tires hooked up to that racetrack.
Yeah, you bring up a great point. You drive a dirt car, Mike, with your feet. So much of what you do, your speed, your success, is done with your feet, not necessarily your hands.
He is never full throttle. Through all those laps we just watched, not once did he get to full throttle.
You guys are beating and banging on each other.
And Mike, the reason for that, all they're trying to do is get that tire to grab and pull the car forward. As long as it's pulling the car forward, that's how much throttle you use. Any more than that, those tires start to slip and spin, and it just stops your acceleration.
Look at them, how much more forward bite Bubba's car has right there, the 23. You can see Chase Elliott will get in. He rolls the middle better. He's a little bit freer, but he can't get off the corner. This is where Bubba just wears him out down the straightaway because he is able to get to the throttle and stick those good years down to the track.
And that's what I see with our leader, Mark Truex Jr. also. That car has the ability to really get up off the corner. Hey, look at Tyler Reddick working that high line. We know that guy's going to work the high line.
What I like Ryan Newman right here too. He's climbing right back up in the mix of this thing. I think he's going to be strong.
He's motivated.
Let's have a look at today's Toyota top performers after 73 laps. Truex, your leader, he's been out front for 65 of the 73. Denny Hamlin led a lap. Bubba Wallace in the top 10. Kyle Busch, Ty Dillon. One driver who's missing from that list is with Regan Smith.
Well, tough end of the day for Christopher Bell. Such high expectations coming into this race. We saw you get high on the racetrack. Talk me through what happened to get up there.
Yeah, I was just trying to run the water in under yellow, and I knew it was a little bit slick, but I felt like I could go up there and make some time, and I kind of entered shallow underneath of it and tried to pick it up on exit, and it was just really greasy up there. So hate it for all of our partners at Irwin Tools, PristineAuctions.com, Toyota, TRD. That was a lot of fun, man. Being able to be out there for that first run was really cool, and bummed I can't be out there longer.
Thanks, Christopher.
Thanks, Regan. Tyler Reddick up just one spot from where he restarted after the competition caution and then the yellow 3 laps later, but he's been fun to watch in the 8.
Look at that. Dang. Oh, the 17 has got the flipper thingy with the 90-degree angle. He had up the windshield and was wiping the front corner of it a little bit. Arms aren't long enough to do that, unfortunately. I hear you, brother. Short man problem.
I think we were talking about putting it out there and wiping the windshield off, Jeff. That's something that I don't think you'd have been very good at either.
No, that had a long extension on that.
So easy right there. I mean, the joke was laying in my lap. Had to take. 77 almost went out right in front of Chase Briscoe. How many times have you done that? Looking at, you got to be careful. I'm looking at the screen here. What Artie's showing us. You look up over your shoulder and look down on that track, and it's everywhere, guys. I mean, there is action all over this place.
There was once a short track cup race, and I believe it was Richmond. And under caution, Dale Earnhardt unhooked his belts, sat on the window sill, and wiped the windshield while steering with his right hand. And then sat back down in the seat, buckled up, went racing.
One of the most unbelievable things I've ever seen, Mike. I have no idea how he did that and how he got buckled back up.
Only Earnhardt. Vince.
Well, Ryan Newman is past Ricky Stenhouse and has moved into the 9th spot. Newman was part of a caution earlier when he spun. Very fortunate. They just suffered a little bit of left rear damage. Their tires, like Jamie Little pointed out earlier, there is some blistering up and down pit road, but this is the run where every crew chief believes, on my section anyway, that you're going to see the real tire wear. You've seen some blister through this first stage, but now you're going to start seeing significant tire wear. So who manages their tires best in this section might be key to how far up they can move.
Good point, Vince. Now, as NASCAR celebrates its return to dirt racing, so does Toyota. Here's a look at the world broadcast premiere of Toyota Racing's Return to the Dirt.
The soil, the ground, the dirt. I am Mother Earth. Everything begins with me. And eventually, to me it will return. Below your perfect asphalt, I'm the unforgiving original foe of traction and tread. The ones who have embraced me know, to me, everything will return, all in the same. So welcome back, Toyota. Welcome back to the earth from which you came.
Everybody's excited about NASCAR's return to the dirt. Probably no one more than Martin Truex. He's glad they dumped dirt and clay and sawdust on Bristol, because in 30 starts on the concrete here, he has only 2 top 5 finishes. And yet, he's out front for 77 laps so far.
Never in a million years I would have thought that he would have been dominating both of these races today.
You know, guys, going back to Alex Bowman in that 48 car, he's in 3rd gear right now. If there's one place you can get by with that, it's here today, because we're seeing it. Nobody's more than about 50% throttle. My biggest concern would be durability, how much heat it generates being in 3rd gear all the time. The good thing is, here in about 14 laps, they'll have a 3-minute pit stop to be able to diagnose what's going on with that 48 car.
Good point, Larry.
How about this guy right here, William Byron, in 3rd place, doing a really nice job closing in on Daniel Suarez at 2nd. And don't forget, this is a guy who has very little, if to really no dirt racing experience, but boy, he did win our iRacing dirt event.
And about the most consistent guy out here. I've been watching his lap times, lap after lap graph on the graph here, and he's really, really strong on the long run.
But don't forget, Rudy Fugle, crew chief on that 24 car, a lot of dirt experience when he was a truck crew chief.
Now, we didn't expect this. Here's Austin Dillon going down a lap to Martin Truex. Dillon won a modified race on the dirt here last weekend.
I think he won a truck race at Eldora also, if I'm not mistaken. I really expected him to be one of the best out there, Jamie.
Just want to update Martin Truex Jr. So he led 105 laps, swept the stages in that truck race. That was his first official race on dirt ever. He's done charity races, but he told me before this race, man, I feel like I missed my calling in dirt. It's something I've never done, and it's so much fun, and he's showing it. He's running up front, doesn't want anything better for the car. He's happy.
Awesome.
I bet it won't be surprising to see him do some more dirt racing. Here's that battle for 2nd place. Daniel Suarez, the 99. William Byron, the 24.
Byron took a swing at him, made contact with that rear bumper a lap ago.
Right.
Here's a look.
Down into turn 1. Oh, yeah, you saw where the 99 Suarez had to check up a little bit there, Clint.
Yeah, it looked like his front end bounced a little bit. He had to check to keep that thing pointed. It's so important, Mike, to keep the front end pointed that we can get that straight drive up off the corner.
And now William Byron uses that lap car as a pick to make that pass for 2nd.
So Byron uses Josh Bilicki as a pick there and makes the pass. Hey, you still have time to enter Clint's new Stage 2 contest for your piece of that $25,000 guaranteed payout. Just download the Fox Bet Super 6 app for free. Answer the 6 questions about Stage 2 for your shot to take home Clint's money.
It ain't just Clint's. $25,000, a free app. Jump on there. Still got one more stage to go. Come and get it, folks.
Would you like a little cheese with that wine?
I don't know why I'm selling. I'm giving away $25,000 so hard, but I'm going for it. I love my fans. That's why, Mike.
So Martin Truex, who has not won a stage in the NASCAR Cup Series this year, is 6 laps away from doing just that. Look how clean that grill is. Interesting. I know Jamie has some intel on that. When we get to the stage break, we'll look at that. But so we still have 3 stages, but there will be a 2nd competition caution midway through Stage 2.
One of the things that I think you're going to see way more than what you saw on that first caution is tire wear. I'm starting to see this racetrack form what I think is rubbering up, especially from the apex of the corner off the corner. You see this track, it's black, and it's starting to get an orange groove right there with the right rear tire is a Martin Truex Jr. It's that hole right there. All those things are starting to come into play, trying to put this throttle down. Tire wear, these tires are fixing to look bad.
Yeah, those tires were blistered before, now they're wearing.
Yep. You can see right there that orange groove that I'm talking about on the bottom of the corner where the right sides comes, especially off the corner on exit right there.
Here is another of our dirt track specialists, Chase Briscoe, going a lap down to Truex.
Well, he's been putting the wall. He's been, he's hit everything but the pace truck so far today.
His wing's wounded for sure.
97 laps complete in the Food City Bristol Dirt Race. First time on dirt in 51 years for NASCAR. Pit road closes with 2 laps to go here in stage 1. Chris Buescher in 10th place, 10 seconds off the lead, 2/10 up on Chase Elliott for the final stage point.
Tell you what, the long shots and the odds of this race, they're looking mighty fine right now.
3rd place, Suarez trying to hold off Hamlin.
Well, Denny's another one of those guys. As this thing gets slick like this, that's where his car and his skills start to shine.
And Denny makes the pass. Here's Truex coming around to the green and white checkers. End of stage 1, and Marvelous Martin has grabbed his first stage win of the year. I think you could have got long odds on that before this race started. Mr. Man in New Jersey gets the job done. Martin Truex Jr., your stage winner. Won by Martin Truex. So pit stops, Vince.
Well, one of the best stories of the race so far, Daniel Suarez just finished 4th in that stage. That's the best stage finish for the first-year team Trackhouse Racing. Suarez says he just needs a little more drive off if he's to contend with those top 3. Regan?
Well, Joey Logano having a solid run right now. That race car didn't come in until about the last 10 laps of this run. He's been trying everything he can to save the rear tires. It worked out. It just didn't come in quite soon enough for him. A small adjustment to tighten him up even more so he could continue to save those tires. Jamie?
And William Byron worked his way into the 2nd position. He said, I need help with turn for the short run. In the meantime, the brakes are good for the long run. So he's been focused on that. The 19, I got to tell you, listening to these pit stops, it's interesting to hear the noises because the cars are all shut off. It's so different than normal, but Martin Truex Jr., he is just setting sail, needs no changes, Mike.
Oh, look, they are torquing the wheels on that car.
Hear
you
a lot
don't
of
see that
grinders
every week.
too.
We're not going to have any penalties for
a lot of hammers, beating, banging, and grinders.
You look on the left side of the screen, there is the Ram Pit Road running order. You cannot gain or lose positions on pit road during the stage breaks here.
I say we dial up Willie B.
Yeah.
Hey, William Byron's boy, you're up in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, man, I got you.
Holy cow, what a deal, huh, man? You're doing such a good job. I was looking at your graph, especially on a long run. Seem to be very consistent. How's the track doing? How's your car doing? And did you ask for any adjustments moving forward?
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun, Clint. It's kind of a lot different than I expected, but you know, it's fun to slide around a little bit. I feel like we're just a tick too tight on the short runs, but yeah, I mean, it was super fun at the beginning when we had the top. I just couldn't quite see good enough, and then the bottoms obviously come in, and it's just about, you know, kind of being patient. So trying to be patient enough, but also make enough speed. So it's been fun.
Well, the good news is you're pretty close to the front. Not much in front of you. I think your view will be just fine from here on out. Go after it, buddy.
Fired up here. Fired up. We got 30 seconds. Fired up.
William Byron second to Martin Truex Jr., who has just scored his 44th career stage win, most all time in the NASCAR Cup Series. Fox NASCAR is sponsored by Credit One Bank, the official credit card of NASCAR. And by DoorDash. Get more from your neighborhood. Getting ready for stage 2 on the dirt at Bristol. Get to know your local NASCAR home tracks across North America with the Advance My Track Challenge. Visit AdvanceMyTrack.com to view each track's stories and vote for your track of choice to be the Advance My Track Challenge winner. And what do they win, Clint?
Hey, way cool, man. Go vote for your local track, fans. Advance Auto Parts, thanks for doing this. Gives an opportunity for somebody's favorite local track, mine being Lakeside Speedway, to just might win $50,000. AdvanceMyTrack.com. Go vote for your local track, guys. What a cool program.
Great program and great investment in weekly short track racing. The longest ever NASCAR dirt race, 500 laps. It happened twice. Ascot Park in Los Angeles, May 1959, Parnelli Jones won it. It was shortened 13 laps due to rain. And in Gardena, California, May 1954, John Suarez won that one.
Oh,
California, Jeff.
Ascot Park, I raced there.
Here we come to the Geico restart zone. Listening to the 12.
Green, green. All rolling good. All rolling good. Still outside. Halfback 23 with you. Still outside. Still room in front of that. 11 still outside the 6. Even. Still even with the 6. Halfback in line with you. Just the 6 there. By 2. Still by 1 in line. Still by 1 in line. All clear. Still half to the bottom. 23. Half bottom. Half bottom.
How about Daniel Suarez, his 99 car, hounding your leader, Martin Truex? That is awesome.
Well,
Great for that team.
We heard from William Byron say his car doesn't take off good. Well, Daniel Suarez is the exact opposite. That car, that 99 car, takes off on the original start.
But that's a great point, and I think that goes hand in hand. You know, short run speed, if the thing's turning good, getting good grip, then that thing starts to fall off as you don't have the forward bite. William Byron came on. He's one. You know, going back to what he was learning on that iRacing program, I, believe it or not, think that there's that forward bite, things like that are something you can work on in that.
But now's the time of day. The sun starting to get lower in the sky and reflecting off those dust particles. Here's Martin Truex.
We had more tire wear then, obviously. We ran a lot longer green flag laps. Yeah, it's not going to get better. It's going to keep getting worse. Do your bit to manage it, like we talked about the other day. I just saw the 24s. It looked worse than yours.
Jamie?
And you heard James Small say we need to work on it, but we're not as bad as the others. And yes, there was still some grip left on his right rear. Meanwhile, the 12 Ryan Blaney, his right rear was completely gone. He's trying to keep up with the guys around him off the corner. Vince?
The 99 of Daniel Suarez, he had right rear tire wear also, like most that we've seen, but it was very balanced. There was nothing alarming, at least in regards to what we've seen from other teams along here. Everything is normal, and the 99 is rolling. Regan?
Well, Joey Logano in the 22 car during that pit stop got handed something through the window. Asked his team what it was. It was actually a visor wipe for his glasses. One of the few drivers who wears glasses inside the car wanted a wipe to make sure he could keep those cleans as well as a wet rag for his face. I've seen it all. That's a first for me.
10th place here. Ricky Stenhouse outside Chase Elliott.
Hey, 8 tires turn better than 4.
Right. Just Tyler Reddick sneaking into that picture, too.
Stenhouse's teammate, Ryan Preece, was just outside the top 10 in his 37 when this happened.
And he's been doing a great job today. I've enjoyed watching, but boy, that top groove is dusty. Almost over-rotated it.
And that's where Stenhouse is right now in turn 4. He just lost 4 or 5 spots.
And look at the view right here inside of Ricky Stenhouse. They spoke of, oh, look at that.
Can't see anything right there in the middle, 1 and 2.
Right where that picks the sun up in between the grandstands right there.
So every one of these breaks, they're working the track, and primarily that top groove. They're laying water up there. They're trying to pack it in with some tractors. And that's why I think some of these drivers like Ricky Stenhouse Jr. that have dirt experience, they keep going up there, try to find something. It's just not materializing right now.
Cool shot right there.
Haven't mentioned Kurt Busch's name today. He's in 17th, closing right here on Ricky Stenhouse. There's your Monster Energy cam.
This is what I like, is being able to see some of the drivers we've seen for years that race on pavement, how they adapt, their talents, their abilities. Kurt Busch, past champion in the Cup Series, and here he is adapting to these dirt conditions.
Where I would need a perfect combination of that product he's got right there. Too much. Well, I'd have too much handful of throttle and be burning the tires off this thing. Need a good blend.
I think the driver I'm most impressed with right now is Daniel Suarez. A lot of talent and no bad habits to unlearn here. Ty Dillon, Quinn Houff.
Look at the left front fender on Ty Dillon's car, and I actually saw a little bit of that on our leader in Mark Truex Jr. These teams had the option of whether they ran a splitter, could take a portion of that splitter off, and some of these teams have really chosen to just take it away from the left front because they knew it was going to get damaged by running low.
And the Dillon brothers.
Now see,
having at it.
And the Dillon brothers making contact right there. I just worry about Ty Dillon. Look how much he's stepping the back end out. He's really sideways, not driving the car straight. That is going to use up that right rear tire.
And you saw how much that Austin, his brother, caught him right there where he was hung out, spinning his wheels, couldn't get caught up, couldn't get the traction, the power down. Austin had it, drove right to his bumper.
Now Austin is the first car one lap down. Ty Dillon is on the lead lap.
That will not last. I agree with you 100%, Jeff.
Couple of unlikely leaders here for all the hype going in surrounding the dirt track specialists. It's Martin Truex Jr. and Daniel Suarez out front in Bristol.
Your turn.
I'll be observing your safe driving abilities. Play your cards right, and you could be in for a tasty discount. Let's roll. Hey, check it out. One time I tripped on the sidewalk over here.
And a high of 89 degrees.
Oh, who just gives away wood?
The Snapshot app from Progressive rewards you for driving safe and driving less.
There's an app.
Save money.
Beth. Well, that came out of nowhere.
When making the new Kentucky Fried Chicken sandwich, people asked how I felt about burger places selling fried chicken. I'd say that's none of my business. Just like making fried chicken is none of theirs. Get the new Kentucky Fried Chicken sandwich for just $3.99. It's finger-licking good.
Explore from anywhere. Work from anywhere. Recharge from anywhere. Anywhere's possible when your vehicle is serviced with Jiffy Lube. Your skilled technicians are here to help keep you and your vehicle moving forward. Anywhere's possible with Jiffy Lube.
This was awesome. I loved it.
Fox Wednesday. Get ready for more sick mind games from TV's most epic show.
This has got to be someone big.
It's another surprise masked celebrity.
This is the wild card we needed.
And you won't believe who we unmask next.
Let's go.
Oh my God!
Don't miss The Masked Singer. All new Wednesdays at 8/7 Central on Fox.
I am a driver with a dream. I am the NASCAR Xfinity Series. I am NASCAR.
This week on NASCAR Race Up, presented by Wendy's. What do drivers' mouths and the Bristol Dirt Track have in common? Find out in Radioactive. And we're closing out Women's History Month with the GM of South Boston Speedway, Kathy Rice. It's Women in Wheels. That's all this week on The Hub, America's only daily NASCAR show.
I don't know how they're going to have time for anything but Radioactive after this. All on The Hub. All right, Martin Truex Jr., Daniel Suarez is catching him. Why?
Made a ton of time on you the last couple laps here. He's running the same line, 1, 2, 3, 4, enters about a quarter car width lower than you. I know. There's a method to my madness. I'm with you. Just letting you know. Yep.
Love it. Martin Truex Jr., not only a talented driver behind the wheel, but a smart race car driver. I bet you he's saving some tires.
Well, I definitely agree with you. However, now we're starting to catch lap traffic, and you don't want to save too much
Because you get into lap traffic, enable him, Daniel Suarez, to utilize one of those as a pick, you're in trouble and you're running second. Now you're following his madness.
Here's the best battle on the racetrack. 8th, 9th, 10th. Blaney, Buscher, Elliott.
Oh, look at this great driver shot right here, showing these guys work the wheel. You can hear that throttle.
Jeff, that reminds me of something. We can change gearboxes, make them faster, make them slower. What would you go? Would you run your typical Bristol steering box here? Would you try to speed it up? What do you think?
That is a great question. I would think I would want it fast to be able to react to the movement, the slides. But at the same time, as this racetrack has become almost like pavement, running around the bottom, I'd probably want to run slow in that situation.
What brought up that question is how much movement you saw Ryan Blaney putting into the wheel right there, almost lock to lock, it seemed like.
So you would think that it's slowed down.
Slower,
yeah.
Now, to answer your question from earlier, let's look at the right rear tire off the 19 from the last pit stop, and there it is, worn down.
Oh boy,
all the way.
And I think that's going to get worse. This track is drying out. It's building rubber. I showed that orange streak to you, streaking up on both corners, not just 3 and 4, both corners. That's going to play into that right rear tire all the way across, not just halfway across.
Well, one guy's not wanting to hold back and save those tires is Chris Buescher there, the 17. I think Blaney's trying to drive it really straight. Chris Buescher wants this position, that 8th position, bad.
And guys, the right rear off of Daniel Suarez's 99 car that last time looked exactly like Martin Truex Jr.'s right rear. No blister, just wore out.
Suarez has run more laps in the top 5 today
than his entire career.
Well, 2020 and 21 combined.
You can't
just
say enough about the job that he's doing. Awesome.
Great battle here for 8th place, Vince.
Well, they just told Chris Buescher he just got the tires too hot, and he just, once they get so hot, you can't drive them. And that right now, that's what Chris Buescher is dealing with, trying to get around Blaney. But I talked to Buescher before the race, and I said, what kind of dirt experience you got? He said, well, I won an ARCA race once. Does that count? He said it was a long time ago. But you wouldn't know it, by the way. He's driven it today up inside the top 10, doing a nice job.
Regan.
Well, Mike, we talk about the tires coming off of these race cars. This is the right rear tire off of Austin Dillon's car. You can see that it looks almost like the tires we run on a weekly basis. There's no knobs left on that tire. I can also tell you he's been fighting the right front of that race car. His right front looks very similar to the right rear, so handling issues for Austin Dillon right now.
Thanks, Regan. Now, this is not a fault of the tire. Goodyear brought a tire here that would wear.
I love this. We haven't seen tire wear and putting it back in the driver's hands in a long time. I wanted to see this when I came to this dirt track. This is that atmosphere. Speaking of atmosphere, we got a race for the lead.
Up.
It's not just that car.
Oh,
Daniel
he moved him up the racetrack.
That's exactly what you needed to do. It's locking down. Now you see William Byron making a move on it.
Man, this reminds me of old Bristol. The bump and run is back.
Great racing. And this all goes back into what we're talking about with this tire wear. I think you saw the 19 use his tires up. He's going to have to get back in here. That method to his madness, he's going to have to think about it a little bit, make some adjustments here in his hot rod when he has a chance.
You saw Martin Truex Jr. did kind of a late entry, and that just opened up the door just enough for Daniel Suarez to put the front bumper to him. And now here comes the 24 car. I believe right now the 19 of Truex, either he's used up his right rear and he's starting to feel it go away, or he just sees these guys coming too fast and feels like he needs to save more.
So iRacing ace Byron moves up into the 2nd spot, and Joey Logano now up to 4th and chasing Truex for 3rd.
You brought up a great point. I remember this puts me back even in the asphalt at Darlington. How many times did you see somebody come into your mirror, Jeff, knew that he was faster, move over, keep racing this racetrack? To your point about Martin Truex Jr., focus on racing this racetrack. Do not let the competition race you.
All right, let's get it.
It's an easy philosophy, hard to execute.
Here's an update from the 19.
I don't know. No right side grip in 3 and 4. Bumps are getting real bad. Cubby.
Well, it's almost like those right sides. Oh, see Chris Buescher move up the racetrack as Chase Elliott goes to the inside. Maybe Tyler Reddick going to get there also. But, yeah, where those right sides are in the racetrack, I think it's starting to pull the racetrack apart a little bit, make it really rough.
But I think see the 9 hit that bump, and that bump's been there off the 4. That's character of a racetrack. You know that that's there. What I see leading up to that is what I'm talking about, this track locking down with rubber. That 17 car, you heard that crew chief tell him, hey, man, you're getting your tires too hot. Now you're starting to see that car slip and slide around. I think tires are going to be an issue by the time this stage is over.
But I'm with you, Clint. I love it. I love seeing have to manage tire wear. I love seeing a racetrack that has some bumps and character to it, and you got to maneuver around.
And that goes into the team aspect. It's not just the driver. Trust me, the driver has to do his job. But Larry Mack, you got to help me with the setup. You can't give me too much right rear spring. You got to keep this thing good where I have good forward bite, good mechanical grip without wearing these tires out.
Clint, I'm seeing so many adjustments made to these cars because it's non-competitive pit stops. The last trip to pit road, William Byron in the 24 car, Rudy Fugle, he actually went down on the right front jack bolt. That raises that corner up, and it puts wedge in the car. It tightens it up.
From
drive off.
Clint stage 2 contest, what manufacturer is going to win stage 2, which still has 57 to go, plus a competition caution coming in 7 laps. 2 Chevys right now out in front of a Toyota and 2 Fords.
What a job. What a race, man. You could throw a blanket over the top 5 right there. This is unbelievable.
Here's 11th place. Eric Jones moving up to 11th, and Stenhouse and Kyle Busch trying to follow him through. What I never expected would happen, dirt track aces, Briscoe and Friesen at the tail end of the lead lap, Austin Dillon a lap down, Yaley, Marlar, Larson 2 laps down. Now there's been some contact. Wyndham in the garage along with Christopher Bell and Shane Golobic. Where are the dirt track aces?
Well, these aces for today are right here. Daniel Suarez in this Trackhouse Racing leading the pack. You see Ryan Newman in 5th place. He's already back into the thing after spinning out. This is an awesome race for the lead right here.
10th place here. Jeff Tyler Reddick, he's going for 9th on Blaney.
I see this track locking down on the bottom. Reminds me of the old Bristol. You never moved anybody up off the bottom back then, did you?
Maybe once or twice.
Would you like a list?
Yeah, you want the list, but be careful doing it too early in the race.
100%. That's a good point.
I actually worked for a man that moved him a couple of times.
He wasn't the only one.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was on a very long list for that driver.
See, this is where you can see when they get up underneath somebody, it is a dogfight for the bottom right there.
All right, competition caution coming in 2 laps, because after Friday practice, NASCAR, Goodyear, and the teams looked at the tire allotment and agreed about 50 laps under green was about all we could go safely. Whoa.
Oh, we're going to lose the hood off the 5 car of Kyle Larson. And I love the call that Goodyear and NASCAR made, Mike. I think the racing's been really good, and the tire wear, I wouldn't want to see him go much further than this.
So after they complete lap 150, we will see the 2nd competition caution, and stage 2 will end at lap 200 of 250 total. Remember, Kyle Larson is 2 laps down at this point after some damage, and the caution has waived for lap 150. Daniel Suarez.
Wow.
You know who loves this caution as much as anybody? Chris Buescher had a right rear tire, just went down.
Welcome back to the NASCAR Cup Series Dirt Race from Bristol, presented by Coyote Tractors. That is 2-dimensional Mikey with his goggles and his dirt shirt. Cars making their way around, and once they're all stopped, work can begin. They must change tires and finish doing that before they can add fuel. Vince.
Well, for Daniel Suarez, you just got to wonder how much it helped him to run that truck race earlier today and get all those laps. He finished 17th in that race, but he has been spot on. Travis Mack has this 99 car rolling. They're going to make a right front air pressure adjustment, but that's the only request Suarez made. Regan?
Well, Joey Logano continues to have a strong run as well in the 22 car. That race car is still a little bit tight, but he's still asking to tighten it up some more because what that's doing is allowing him to save the right rear tire. 40 laps into a run, he feels like he's the best car out there. He needs to move that number up just a little bit. Jamie?
Well, William Byron was told to take care of his tires and his equipment. He said, I took it easy, but I don't feel like I had much of a benefit there. Really focused on needing more turns, so they'll help him there with air pressure. 4 tires. Meanwhile, the 19 of Martin Truex Jr., that was the first run we've actually heard him talk about handling. He wants it to be a little bit better on the right side. Lacking rear grip was his main concern there. So 4 tires for Martin Truex Jr. and tear off there, so he has nice clear vision, Mike.
We say we dial up our leader, Daniel Suarez. Daniel Suarez, this is the guys up in the Fox Sports booth. You got us?
Clay, help them get fuel in.
Wait for them to stop talking there. Hey, Daniel Suarez, this is Jeff up in the Fox Sports booth. You got me?
Got your buddy.
Amigo, wow, man. That is just, we're having a blast up here watching. You must be having a blast. Went up there and took the lead from Martin Truex Jr., which we didn't see anybody doing. He's been dominating. How's it going?
It's been good, man. It's been very good. You know, the Chevy Camaro 99 Camping World has been very fast. Honestly, I don't even know what I'm doing. Last week was my first time ever on dirt, and I'm just having fun.
Yeah, I was going to say, all that dirt experience, you guys really paying off for you.
Yeah, all this dirt experience 5 days ago. My first time ever on dirt 5 days ago. But it's been a lot of fun. The car has been very fast. Everyone has been doing a very good job. And yeah, hopefully we can keep it up for 100 more laps.
Well, thanks for talking to us. It's impressive from up here. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
Clint, he's got no bad habits to unlearn, right?
I tell you what, don't change a thing. Car's perfect, Harry. Send me back out. Full fresh feel-goods.
Fox NASCAR is sponsored by Toyota. Let's go places. And by Coca-Cola Flavors. Unbelievably delicious.
Enjoy an ice-cold Coke as you cheer on your favorite Coca-Cola Racing family member. You're watching NASCAR on Fox.
Well, that would include Ryan Newman, who is currently 5th. Daniel Suarez is part of the Coca-Cola Racing family of drivers. He's your leader. Joey Logano 4th, Newman 5th, Hamlin 6th, and Dillon 26th.
And experience-wise, this whole list right here would look different coming into this race if I was to pick it. I would have thought Austin Dillon would be leading that charge.
Let's get an update on those pit stops. Fitz.
Well, it's a career day so far for Daniel Suarez and this Trackhouse team. They just pulled the tires off. Now you can see this is the right front and the right rear. Extensive wear, certainly compared to what we saw in the first stint. But what Travis Mack, the crew chief, is most pleased with is that the wear is even, especially on the right side and even there on the left rear. They're very happy with the way the tires look. Jamie?
Well, the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. gave up the lead to take care of his tires. Well, here you go, the right rear here, left rear. I know you guys are talking about splitters. Who needs those? Everybody's cutting them off anyway. Let's go check out the 11. Look how bad the 11. Rear tires for him completely gone, completely bald on the right rear for the 11. Regan, what are you seeing down there?
Well, Jamie, I'm seeing a lot of similar looks through my pit area, but when I got to the 8 pit of Tyler Reddick, actually had the best looking tires I have seen. They looked like everybody's tires one stop ago. He noted the crew. He's been saving his stuff quite a bit as that run went on. Watch for that 8 car to start making a move here this next run from 9th place.
All right, we'll restart with 25 lead lap cars. Stuart Friesen, the last car on the lead lap. 32 cars total out of the race. Chris Windom, Christopher Bell, Ross Chastain, Eric Almirola, Shane Golobic, Corey LaJoie, Anthony Alfredo.
And I kept telling you, I think this track's, it's rubbering up, and as it does that, it's going to get worse. If I'm a crew chief, I'm making adjustments off of what I'm seeing with those tires, not necessarily what this driver's saying. Larry, you're going to have to help me save these tires and make it to this stage because it's only going to get worse.
Yeah, they're going to have to, the crew chiefs are going to play an important role keeping that lap time down. Also, I think Tyler Reddick, what he searches that top groove more than anybody. You're going to use less of your right rear, your right front, if you can make it work up top. But unfortunately, just hadn't been a lot of speed up there.
And I don't want to lose direction there. I know it's still in the driver's hands. Without a doubt, squeezing that throttle down, being safe off the corners, do not spin these tires. Speaking of that, on this restart, now we're starting to see this bottom being the dominant line. It'd be interesting to see if he can hold on the outside right here.
All right, the pace truck will pull away, hit pit road. They'll head for the Geico restart zone. Suarez has elected the outside against William Byron. We're halfway through stage 2.
He should get a big jump and get to the bottom.
Didn't happen. Remember that 99 just takes off on these original starts. Showed it right there. Didn't matter what lane he was in.
William Byron had a good start, but he's eating Suarez dust.
Got a wreck right here in the front straightaway. 12 car around. 1848, 34. Austin Dillon, Kyle Larson again.
Man,
we got a parking lot.
There was so much dust flying off the rear tires of those cars as they did that restart. I don't know if anybody could see in front of them.
53 was in it. The 66 stopped to miss it because he couldn't see a thing, and neither could the 52.
Boy, Larson just
go back to the replay, but I think right here what you see with the 12 car was kind of where it started.
Kyle Larson was really looking forward to Bristol. Right now, he's going to really be looking forward to putting it in his rearview mirror.
Saw Kyle Busch had some damage there. He had done a really nice job after early incident where they overheated, came down pit road, lost a lap, made that back, and he is working his way up into the top 12 or 13.
Anybody have any clue how that started?
Dust.
In the dust. That's what I
blaming it
thought.
on the dust.
Well, let's go to our Goodyear aerial coverage. Let's see what we can see in the middle of the dust cloud.
I saw Bubba Wallace, in the 9 make contact, but earlier, further back, you saw the 12, Ryan Blaney, and the 18 of Kyle Busch get together.
I think he checked because what he saw in the front of him with the 9, like you were talking, Jeff, and when he did, they got into the back of him.
Oh, man, he couldn't see. He couldn't see anything. I don't even know if he knew he was wrecking.
Riding with Ryan on Advanced Auto Parts cam. I have at
This
least
is where
7
it started right here. He saw it, Jeff, because he checked up for these guys, and when he did, he got run over.
You got a combination of the sun that's creating some issues to the windshield, the glare, and then all that dust.
Well, there were a lot of people that couldn't see, and one of them was Kyle Busch.
Dude, you can't see anything. Nothing. You cannot see even the car in front of you.
Wow. Yeah, that's a tough condition. Nothing worse as a race car driver not being able to see what is in front of you through the windshield.
All right, here's Austin Dillon's view, our Coca-Cola cam.
Wow. That is crazy. It just, for some reason, Clint, the first couple laps after a restart, there's Mikey.
So you see that down here down south with this dirt. It's sandy. For whatever reason, it takes a minute to get cleaned off. I've seen it 100 times. Old Gaffney down there, the track your mama warned you about. Go down there to BW Land, and it tracks just like this for a few laps. Then it finally cleans off, starts putting on that good show that you're looking for.
So here's who's involved. Kyle Busch and Ryan Blaney you saw. Michael McDowell was in it. Austin Dillon. Of course, the 5, once again, Kyle Larson hasn't missed one. 2 of the Rick Ware cars. His son Cody and J.J. Yaley, and also marked down Alex Bowman and Quinn Houff.
the radio with him. That's a perfect saying for Kyle Busch in the hood of that race car. Every time I think of him, I mean, it was made for him.
Yeah, he's
not competitive. I just hate losing.
He's not a good loser.
No, sir.
So as they're repairing these cars, a look at what it took to transform Bristol from concrete to dirt. 2,000 truckload, GPS on the dozers and graders, 20 different sites tested for the top layer of dirt, which came from nearby Bluff City. And all this after they put a couple of inches of sawdust down to protect the concrete before they started loading the dirt in.
We just simply can't say enough about the effort that this crew put in to putting this event on this weekend, all the way through, leading up to the weekend, and then through that storm and everything. It still is a miracle that we're even on this racetrack with the weather and the storms, everything that was an obstacle in their way.
This Saturday, Major League Baseball's back. The Braves face the Phils, and then the champion Dodgers take on the Rockies. Coverage begins 3 p.m. Eastern on FS1 and on the Fox Sports app. 156 of the 250 laps complete. 94 to go as you watch from our aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. For those that push the limits of possibility, Goodyear, more driven. So still 26 cars on the lead lap as we work the 6th caution of the day.
So, Clint, I'm expecting there to be a lot more dust, continue here on these restarts until they can blow it off. What can the track prep guys do? What can these drivers do to try to get to that point where that dust finally lifts off the race surface?
Well, unfortunately, we need to get to the end of this 2nd stage here, and give them some time to get on the racetrack with a water truck, things like that, to make a difference. Unfortunately, you're just going to have to get through these first few laps, give this track an opportunity to blow off, get cleaned back up, and go right back to normal.
All the cars involved will continue. No free pass, so still 26 lead lap cars as we go back to green. Suarez in front.
See Daniel Suarez, just massive amounts of forward bite with that car.
Truex coming back on the inside, moves up past Byron for 3rd.
Oh, they're wrecking here again on the front straightaway.
Another Chase Briscoe's around.
This time wasn't a big group of them, but man, the guys, again, that as you come off of turn 4 and you see that huge dust cloud and then the sun on that windshield, these guys are really having a tough time seeing over there.
Yeah, and it's right, unfortunately, on the outside groove. They need to get some water down on that.
From on high, looking for the 14.
Well, you saw it. Yeah, the 43 of Eric Jones was the first guy to check up, and then kind of an accordion effect.
Yeah. See the 43 get up a little bit high. Ryan Preece gets
contact,
into him.
Yeah. I think the 2 of Keselowski checked up, and Briscoe tried to check up, and I think somebody maybe turned him.
Virtually the same wreck that we just saw before, just a lot less cars involved.
A little damage there to Eric Jones. 7th caution flag of the afternoon. We'll take you side by side.
An F-150 isn't an F-150 because of the name on the tailgate. It's an F-150 because it's built Ford tough, built to haul more, built to tow more, for the people who count on it. Because they know that brawn can get the job done, but it takes brains and brawn to get it done right. Tough this smart can only be called F-150.
Oh, there's that cute guy from 12C.
Go talk to him.
Yeah, no. Plus, it's not even like he'd be into me or whatever.
Hi, you just moved in, right? I would love to tell you about all the great savings you can get for bundling your renters and car insurance with Progressive.
Oh, I was just...
Oh, Tammy, I found your retainer in the dryer.
Mike shopped for the lowest mortgage rate and chose AmeriSave, a choice he'll never regret. Unlike using Perm Plus, a shampoo which attracts cats. Lots and lots of cats. Visit AmeriSave.com now. Lower mortgage rates mean higher savings.
I'm going to open 2 beers. Okay. You tell me what sounds more refreshing. This one? Or this one?
Bush.
Agreed. The second one. That's 2 for Bush.
I'm Draymond Green with my Subway sub with tender steak and melty cheese.
My sub is going to dunk all over your sub.
Excuse me?
My sub has bacon.
Choose better, be better. And now save when you order in the app. Subway, eat fresh.
But not Jason's sub.
Ronald Acuna Jr. leads the Braves.
Man, can he hit!
Against Harper and the Phillies.
Unbelievable!
Then the defending champion Dodgers take on the Rockies.
This is belted!
Baseball is back. Coverage begins Saturday at 3 Eastern on FS1.
The Fox Sports app is the best NASCAR app. With in-car cameras, the latest and greatest from the best insiders in the business. And keep up with your favorite drivers. I see you, Chase. NASCAR on the Fox Sports app. Best app ever.
I am here and now. I am where drivers become legends and legends become the new kings. I am NASCAR.
The Universal Championship triple threat has reshaped WrestleMania, and Edge is more dangerous than ever. But how will Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan retaliate? It's an all-new Friday Night SmackDown, live at 8 Eastern on Fox.
Thanks, Michael Cole. It's Dirt Track Mania at Bristol here. What, 2 cautions here in just the space of 8 laps?
SmackDown's got nothing on Bristol Dirt. Come on. Come on.
Oh, boy, I'm going to step back from you just a bit here, I think. All right, we're going to try to knock down a bit of the dust here, and we are told that from this point on, NASCAR has said we will go to single file restarts.
Well, I was going to say, if they don't get this dust cover under wraps, there's going to be a SmackDown here.
Yeah, but that's not something, Mike, that's uncommon in dirt racing. If the track's like this and it locks down on the bottom, I've seen this before.
Well, and we saw in the last restart where guys started spreading themselves out a lot more. Here's that last restart. Watch how the guys just left more space between themselves and the car in front of them as they took the green flag here. Even further back in the field, I really noticed that. That's one way you adjust as a driver from inside the car of how heavy this dust is. It's not so bad off of turn 2. See how it's shaded over there? But that sun is pounding on turn 4. And off of turn 4, there's a lot more dust.
We know they will groom the track at the stage break.
Oh,
35 laps from now.
We're not done by any means. This racetrack can be fixed. It can be repaired. That's what's cool about dirt. You don't like it now? Give me a minute.
That was Kurt Busch's view on that last restart, or his lack of view.
You tell me these drivers aren't talented and putting themselves into some crazy situations. I mean, you know, we see what happens in the draft, 3 wide at Daytona, Talladega, right here on the dirt track. Hard to see right 5 feet in front of you.
Larry, one thing's for sure, these extra caution laps have to be good for your concern about tire wear.
No question, Mike, because that last run that we had right before the competition caution, that was the longest green flag run we had of 48 laps. Now, Clint, you're the dirt guy here. I know NASCAR is telling them to run in the black under caution. Before this, we saw them actually running out of the black under caution trying to cool the tires down.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have to do that to do exactly that. Get up there in the fluff and things like that. Racing dirt, all dirt's different. You get in the Midwest, you get that old black, you know, river bottom dirt. You don't have this problem. Down here in the South, it's got a lot of sand in it and stuff like that. That's where you have trouble keeping these things clean. And a lot of times, believe it or not, water can make them it go the opposite way. And that track guy told us that, Jeff, Thursday when we were down here.
You're going to have to be careful with exactly what you do to it. I'm sorry.
It's all right. 2/3 of the way through this race. Here's your Progressive race summary. Daniel Suarez, the most recent of 4 leaders. Martin Truex has led the most laps, 4 lead changes. 27 lead lap cars back to Chase Briscoe, who continues after crashing into the front stretch wall, bringing out the 7th caution of the day. Vince?
Well, interesting. NASCAR was telling Daniel Suarez he needed to get closer to the pace truck, and Suarez is saying the closer I get to the pace truck, the more dirt it kicks up on my windshield. That's why he was back a couple of extra car lengths. So they've now brought him up closer, but Daniel's not very happy about it because the pace truck is kicking up dirt on him.
Well, it'll be gone here in half a lap, and we'll go back to green.
I promise you, he's going to see better than everybody behind him.
Exactly. Best place to be, leading this thing. Clean windshield.
To go, or 31 to go now in stage 2.
Denny Hamlin making a move on the outside of 24, William Byron.
Power move. He's going to put the pressure on him too. Hold him down right here, especially off the corner. I got to lead.
Hey, John lead. These dirt specialists up here, these top 3.
So what I saw right off the bat, Daniel Suarez kind of gave up that bottom where we've been watching, and that enabled Joey Logano to get it. Now you see him move down, get back in that groove where we saw it rubbering up. Hopefully this thing will stay green long enough here that track will blow off and this dust will go away.
So here's Daniel moving up off the bottom a bit, giving Logano a look.
And the car got tight. You saw the front tires turning to the left because the front of the car went up the racetrack. That's also what opened up the door.
Because he missed that groove, Jeff. He missed that rubber groove that I've been talking about. As soon as he did, you're right. You saw those front wheels go left. He was in trouble.
Nice recovery, though, down in the next corner in 1 and 2.
Thank goodness for pointers. Chris Buescher and Matthew Benedetto. Buescher moving past for 16th. And back at 22nd, Cole Custer ahead of Alex Bowman.
48 of Alex Bowman wanting to move forward, Jamie.
Bowman was one of those guys we expected to be pretty good. He was first and second in both practices on Friday, but he lost 4th gear early in this race, and it would take too long to fix it. So Greg Ice said, let's just run in 3rd gear in the top 20 if we could salvage that today.
Talk about where a driver can help you as a crew chief. You stay off that chip, boy. Do not be ringing that thing out down the straightaways. Try to take care of my engine. Do not over rev it.
And Clint, it's little throttles they're using. This is about the only time you could ever get away with not having 4th gears here on this dirt track.
Here's the 8th place battle. 8th is Bubba Wallace. 9th is Tyler Reddick. 10th is Ricky Stenhouse. And they have been all over each other, Regan.
We guys talk about taking care of that engine. Tyler Reddick just came on the radio as this race swept back to green, said my engine temp is climbing. Each lap after that, he's continued to say it's getting hotter and hotter. They told him the grill's clean. They're not really sure right now.
This is what happened. We saw this in practice. These outerwears that we were talking about will actually clog up with dust as well. So you got to be careful. Not only too much ruse, but they can get dust backed in there, and that'll clog the grill screen.
NASCAR on dirt, first time in 51 years, and a lot of people paying attention to this one, even though it's Monday afternoon, and we thank you for being with us. And how about this?
Chipper.
Yeah.
Love it. Man, long time NASCAR fan right here, Chipper Jones, and he's watching this.
Hey, wait a minute, Jeff. All they miss is Jeff going to Clint Boyer in a pit fight? Oh, no. I may have answered him, Jeff.
Oh, wait, listen, there might be a pit fight down here before this thing's over.
Hopefully it's not us.
No.
Again.
We don't want a booth fight. Well, I don't know about you, Clint or Mike, but all weekend long I've been getting text messages from all kinds of race fans, dirt fans, NASCAR fans, people that don't even watch NASCAR, telling me how much they've been enjoying this crazy battle. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Bubba Wallace going at it.
That's the old Bristol right there. I know it's dirt, but that's the way this place used to race. Root him off the bottom, get under him, and go.
And the drivers we've spoken to, you can hear it in their voice. They're having a ball out there.
Yeah, big smiles on their faces. Of course, little more competition and challenges here today that are making these guys work hard.
Finally got this track cleaned up. Now look at the dust. It's gone. We got it blown off like we were talking about. You needed those laps, right? Now we've got it back to go, Cat, go. Now you're going to start seeing these guys moving people. Oh, wait a minute. Got to take care of my tires, though. Do not forget that.
Third place.
Not been as good of a run here for Martin Truex Jr. We saw him lose the lead to Suarez, then second place to Logano. Now threat to possibly lose third to his teammate Denny Hamlin.
You can see where he's sideways right there, sliding through the corner of the right rear. Those are hard on his tires. He needs to get back down where Denny was running that preferred groove. But you're either going to have to move your teammate or try to go out around him. And right now, at this point in the race, I probably shouldn't move my teammate, right, Jeff?
Well, and that wouldn't be a good idea. Although we've seen these guys go at it a couple times already this year. But you know, that bottom lane, we heard Truex talk about it. It's getting rough. It's getting chewed up down there. I think it's making it harder for him to run that bottom lane.
17 laps to the end of stage 2. Only 2 of this season's 6 different winners are in the top 20 positions. Well, incredible.
It's been an unpredictable season with so many different winners coming into this race. Will be no surprise if we see a 7th.
Definitely par for the course right here for what we've seen so far. But I tell you, I said it in practice. I'm going to say it again, Jeff. Man, I wish I was out there right now.
I will say, seeing these guys slide these cars sideways around this racetrack has been very exciting. And I agree, especially after...
Around goes Cody Ware. And out comes the caution.
Was that right off the bumper of the leader? Maybe. I saw the 99 close in the screenshot right there. It'd be interesting to see. It just might have been a little move out of my way situation.
Mike Marlar in the 66 gets the free pass. He'll get one of his 2 laps back.
Dirt late model star, Mike Marlar. Watched him run a lot of races.
Cool seeing some of these dirt guys get that opportunity to be in a cup race. Wouldn't have happened, I don't think, without this dirt.
Oh, no, I was wrong.
Here comes your leader, Suarez. Cody Ware up ahead.
Looks like he got
just ducked inside J.J. Yaley and
little dive bomb city right there. Didn't work out. Leaders were coming. I had to go.
I mean, he was putting all kinds of wheel in it to try to keep off of the 53 Yaley, but as soon as they made contact, around it went.
Bit a little too much commitment. Sandwich off right there.
Yep, and right in front of the leader. Here's what Joey Logano and his team said.
Come on high, go high, way up, way up, way up. Caution's out, you're good, you're good, you're good, you're good.
We'll point out this is the most laps Daniel Suarez has ever led in a NASCAR Cup race.
I love it. And looking at that Camping World paint scheme right there, I've been camping outside, watching these people take on this event, the anticipation, cleaning up from the inside out. But I tell you what, they've weathered this storm with us. Look out in these grandstand, guys. It's such a refreshing thing to see the fans back here and enjoying this event. All the exposure, all the attention down. Everybody wanted to see this thing go down. First time in a long time.
And short track racing continues in 2 weeks on FS1 at Martinsville, Virginia.
Another good one. Can't wait.
Modifieds on Thursday there. And
on our leader, Daniel Suarez, that 99, they are doing something with that car that lets him not even come close to going wide open throttle. It is a steady trace that bottoms out at about 50% wide open throttle. So, and he's got the smoothest throttle trace of anybody out there.
Wait a minute.
They got a throttle stop on that thing or something?
Maybe the old right front or the right leg, Larry. I mean, maybe he's just being smooth.
I've never seen anybody this smooth.
You know, you bring up a good point. So many drivers, so many race teams. I remember, again, I talked to you about old BW. Barry Wright. One of the first races we ever won with a dirt late model. Barry took the secondaries off the carburetor. I'm like, Barry, what are you doing? I mean, right before the feature. Don't worry about it. I got it, Clint. Goes out there, wears the field out on a 2-barrel, smoked him. So you got to take it easy. That helps that driver, you know, not put the throttle down, not spin those tires and abuse them.
Well, just think about that, right? Let's say you had 1,500 horsepower. There ain't no way you can control that with your right foot. That is so difficult to do. If you had 100 horsepower, you could control it much easier. So the more power they could pull out of these engines, the better that driver can do to save those rear tires.
So, Larry, with these electronic engine management systems, could they have a stop on the throttle pedal, or can they do something electronically to limit the power?
I think it could be done both. And I talked to a lot of engine tuners, Mike, that came up here with the approach that, yeah, we're going to have a mapping program in ECU to be able to give full power. But I think they all knew, and we saw it in practice on Friday, that they were going to pull especially some bottom end power out. So there's a lot of things that can be done legally with the mapping of that ECU.
Okay. Let's have a look at today's Xfinity fastest laps. Kyle Busch has the fastest lap of the day.
I'm telling you, Kyle Busch, before that last accident, he was coming. His car looked good. He was making some good moves and working his way back up into this race.
For Truex, it was lap 5, or lap 8. For Kyle Busch, it was lap 5. William Byron's fastest was lap 9.
And Kyle Busch isn't out of it yet either, guys.
Nope.
He's still in the lead lap in 23rd position.
He's about out of fenders, though. I'll tell you that.
All right, 10 to go in stage 2. Green flag. Single file restart.
So William Byron really split up right there.
Yeah, and then they got 3 wide further back.
He's going to need to get down. He's going to lose some more spots right here as Bubba Wallace goes under him.
Leaders.
Here's that lead again where you see the 99 Suarez opening up that bottom lane to Joey Logano.
Gonna have to hold him down here. Very dangerous, though. Get yourself in trouble. Get that left rear knocked down. Getting a wreck, spun around. That's definitely a dangerous spot right there. Needs to get down.
And we know that 22 of Joey Logano is an aggressive driver. He does not mind leaning on you if it's going to be for a stage win or a win.
And always on point on a restart. If you want to restart Master, you look no further than Joey Logano.
And he's got him.
Six to go in stage 2 this time. Vince.
The issues with Daniel Suarez, and I think you saw it right there. He is too tight when the restart first happens, but after a few laps, the car comes to him. But the worst of the car's condition is right during the restart, and I think you saw it right there, and that opened the door for Logano.
Yeah, and for me, Jeff, it almost looks like he enters the corner a little bit too high and gets that thing up out of that groove that we're talking about, gets himself in trouble.
I would, if I'm Daniel Suarez, I would have preferred to make Logano push and work me out of the groove than opening up the door to give it to him, even if I was tight.
4 to go in stage 2. Tyler Reddick, William Byron for the last stage point. Back there at 10th. Chase Elliott loose. And, well, I mean, way loose. And he loses a spot to Stenhouse and maybe another to Bubba Wallace here.
Yeah, you really, right now, the way this track is, you really just can't get off of the bottom.
This is Bristol.
Right there off of 2, it's not so bad. But down here in 3 and 4, it's so much dustier and slick up high. I mean, that thing looks pretty stepped out like that. It's just not going forward. Especially off of turn 4. There's just no grip.
Can't go forward if you're going sideways.
Eric Jones moving up to 8th. One to go in stage 2.
Chase Elliott not giving up on it on that high lane. Now Tyler Reddick to the inside.
This is where hopefully my spotter, he's finding me a hole, and that man get me in it fast.
Joey Logano, second stage win of 2021. Over Suarez, Hamlin, Truex, and Newman, the top 5. Chase Elliott hung on for the final stage point. Joey Logano, stage 2 winner. Welcome back to NASCAR Cup Dirt Racing from Bristol, presented by Coyote Tractors. End of stage 2, Joey Logano over Daniel Suarez, Denny Hamlin, Mark Truex, Ryan Newman, the top 5. There is your running order with 27 cars on the lead lap. Your Ram running order. Mike Marlar will be the free pass car and will be back on the lead lap. Let's have a look at pit stops, beginning with Vince.
Thanks, Mike. And for the 99 of Daniel Suarez, just lacking overall grip, so they're going to give him a little bit of adjustment to help with that. And also, one of the crew guys, Dylan Morley, is going to go inside the 99 and clean the inside of the windshield good to make sure Suarez has a little better vision. Regan?
Well, they've continued to work on this 22 of Joey Logano all day long. Finally got it to the point where he says it's pretty good. It fires off a little bit quicker for him. Still just a little bit tight early on. Small adjustments on this race car. The 23 at Bubba Wallace, 7th place. That car is extremely tight is what he's screaming on the radio. The front tires simply will not turn and do what he wants them to. Jamie?
Martin Truex Jr. in the 19, bouncing around a lot that run. The holes are getting bigger, and he said he needs help. Rear grip for sure. But he said it was interesting under caution once the tires cooled. He felt like he could charge harder at the end, so he wants to run like that. And the 11, his teammate right in front of him. Not bad right now. His car is handling pretty good. They said the strength is on the long run, and we saw that earlier in this stage. An air pressure adjustment and 4 tires for Denny Hamlin.
Thanks, Jamie. Wipe the windshield inside and out. And that Ram running order on the left side of your screen, that will not change. When they come out of the pits, they will line back up in that same order in which they entered pit road.
I don't know what these guys are learning when they're up here doing these truck races and Xfinity races up here in the booth, but it's working out because last week Ryan Blaney won the race. Now Joey Logano is up here for the truck race. He's leading this thing.
That's who I want to talk to. Let's dial him up right here. Hey, Joey Logano, it's Boyer up in the booth. You got us?
What's that?
Man, flexing some muscle on that last restart. Pretty awesome to watch. What are you seeing with the racetrack? What are you seeing with your car? Any adjustments right here, and what do you think moving forward?
That's the problem. I can't see. I could only imagine what it's like for those guys third on back. It's brutal at this stuff. So, but I'm having fun. I got a really fast Shell Penzo Mustang here. I've got something that's really good on the long haul here. So, trying to use it where I need it the most, and hopefully that's the end of this last 50.
Well, obviously, tire wear is becoming the issue and the topic of discussion. What are you doing to save your tires? Are you riding anywhere within that 50-lap stage? What are you doing right there to save your tires?
You know how it is, Clint. It's kind of like running at Richmond or Martinsville. It's the same tactics that you use there to save tires. So nothing really far out of the box. Just you know, things that we develop over the years.
All right, buddy, holding a pretty wheel. I'd suggest keeping it on the bottom, staying in front of the rest of them, keeping them in their roost. Good job, buddy.
Thanks. I learned so much from that iRacing event with you the other day.
Oh, I sent some sarcasm right there.
By the way, so we're going to do 4 more iRacing events on FS1 on Wednesday nights throughout the next couple of months, and Joey and Clint are going to battle in all of them.
And
so
we
big
get
fun.
to sit back and watch and give a hard time,
right?
Jeff's going to laugh the whole time.
Yeah. Here's Vince.
Well, guys, tires have been a big issue throughout the course of the day, and we've been keeping an eye on those, showing you how the tires have been wearing. These are off Daniel Suarez car, the 99, and you can see much better conditions than they were the last time they took the tires off. So wearing even is what crew chief Travis Mack said is most important, and that's what we see off the 99 right now.
Larry, what did you tell me they did with the throttle pedal? Man, that working. What?
Well, I think we had a lot of caution laps there, too.
Exactly. Great point. Those tires right there look good.
Yeah. It's off Joey Logano, I believe.
Well, guys, my tires look good because both of them are brand new sticker tires. But I want to do a little bit of a comparison here. This is the racing slick like we race it all the oval tracks every single week. This is the dirt tire, not to be confused with a wet weather tire. It has this block style tread, and what that's designed to do is to evacuate the dirt out of this where it bites into the racetrack. The biggest thing, this is a steel belted radial. It's just like your passenger car tire. This is what we call a bias ply tire. It has more compliance to biting the dirt. We have not run a bias ply tire in the Cup Series since 1989. I'm holding on to this thing, Bill. She's brand new. She's a sticker.
I'll tell you what, when this track cleans off, that old slick, Larry, that might be the winning touch if you could get away with it.
Yeah, if I could get an option tire, that would be the one I'd go with.
So they're working in the track here in between stages 2 and the final stage of 50 laps. Getting the track ready for the shootout.
Let's show them how we get down on these back roads. Come on.
It's been a very special and a very unexpected day. A lot of the drivers we expected would be right at the top. Well, it's been very different. So now, who are your Credit One Bank ones to watch over these last 50 laps?
Well, Mike, when it comes to Cup drivers and picking these guys, we have no stats to go off of. Denny Hamlin doesn't have a lot of dirt experience, although he did run the Prelude at Eldora, Tony Stewart's Eldora race there. But I have seen him consistently be in the top 5 all day long today. He has 2 Bristol wins on the paved track. I think he gets a dirt win here today.
You know, Jeff, 4 or 5 months ago, 2311 Racing, Bubba Wallace and crew chief Mike Wheeler, they did not even have a shop to work in. They were holding team meetings in Mike Wheeler's garage. It has been a rocky start for that 23 team. Best finished 16th. Now, he did win the Eldora truck race back in 2014. Double duty today may be helping Bubba Wallace. They just need a solid, uneventful finish.
Boys, Ryan Newman's my guy. He's already spun it. He's still in it. I'm telling you, when push comes to shove, you need somebody with some broad shoulders. Ryan Newman's the man. Already back up in the top 5, only a matter of time he's at the front.
Well, guys, in 50 laps, the phone is going to be ringing off the hook of drivers who want to be in the Fox booth because Joey Logano is going to go ahead and double down and be the second driver in 2 weeks to win after being in the booth the day prior or the race prior. They've worked on that race car all day long, minimal changes, and he said the whole time, long runs are the key for us. He's proven that true.
All true, fellas, but Martin Truex Jr. is undefeated on dirt. He won a dirt charity race. He won the truck race earlier today, and he won a stage in this race. Truex back to the front to victory lane. And those are your Credit One Bank ones to watch. Well, let's show you some of the highlights of today's event so far, because boy, it's been thrilling, and I think everything that we could have asked for out of NASCAR's return to dirt for the first time in 50 years. Truex missed this big pileup when Eric Almirola spun. See him sneak right through there. That was at lap 41. And on the restart, he took off. Four cars piled up.
Ryan Newman getting spun out right here. Moved up the track a little bit, up into the 4, up into his teammate, Chase Briscoe, into the wall pretty hard. This is one where I kept me in the game with our Capital One performer of the race, but Newman still in it.
Christopher Bell goes around.
Yeah, and he collects 5. Kyle Larson, 2 of the pre-race favorites here that have dirt experience, get caught up in that wreck.
And then seeing got difficult. Had a pretty good sized pileup that clogged most of the straightaway here. and involved 9 cars. So here we are at the end of stage 2 with 50 laps to go on the dirt at Bristol. And Joey Logano, your second stage winner. You play for free, you win over $1,000.
I'll take
that's
it.
My kind of game.
He'll give it, too.
All right, they're lining them up for stage 3. Jamie.
Well, sticking with the theme of we're doing things totally different today because it's a dirt race, this is the typical pit box. The big fancy pit boxes that you see the crew chiefs and engineers sitting on, they're not even set up today. Well, the crew chiefs are watching the race from the top of their haulers. So when they come into pit like James Small just did for Martin Truex Jr., walks up, plugs into his headset, talks to his driver, talks to the team, and then when it's over, he unplugs and goes right back to the top of the hauler, much like we see in practice sessions, Mike.
Jamie, why do they go to the top of the hauler? You can't see anything there either, right?
That's true. That's true. Good point.
All right, breaking news. Bristol Motor Speedway VP and General Manager Jerry Caldwell just addressed the fans over the PA system and the Colossus Jumbotron here. And the Speedway and NASCAR have just announced that next year's spring race at Bristol will once again be on the dirt.
Woohoo!
All right.
I love it.
Good job.
I've enjoyed the heck out of this, so I want to see some more dirt racing.
And it will only get better. You got to remember, this is the first attempt at this. You're going to learn from everything you did right and, unfortunately, everything you did wrong. That race will be better. And Mother Nature will be better. It has to be. It can't get any worse.
Can't get any worse, that's for sure. But I'm going to tell you, this thing's been pretty exciting.
Yep, and a big appreciative roar from the crowd here when that announcement was made. So we're going back to the dirt. That car started the day this dirty. That's part of the wrap of the graphics scheme for Kevin Harvick.
You know, knowing Kevin Harvick, being a teammate of his, I just love the fact that he is filthy dirty right here. I know that pretty boy, he does not like being dirty at all. He's going to take 3 showers tonight. I love it.
He's got the lenses under the lenses under the lenses to keep those eyes from getting dusty.
He is kind of a clean freak, isn't he?
Oh, you have no idea.
All right, we will restart with, I believe, 28 lead lap cars. I think Mike Marlar got his other lap back.
All right, Clint, what do you do here? 50 to go. You going to save your tires for this run? You're just going to go?
Well, right back to, I don't know. Look at the racetrack, the conditions. We have watered the racetrack. They've rolled it in. A little bit different scenario. I don't know how this is going to work in. I don't know how it's going to roll in. Is the outside going to be good? Is it going to, hold up better than that bottom for a little while? I think, but I'm not certain.
Yeah, they didn't put a ton of water down. Maybe just enough, hold down a little bit of dust, but I think it's still going to be pretty dusty and dirty here until we get a few laps in like we did that last restart.
Well, you look at the old pictures from the 60s and 70s, and the trophies for the big races look just like that. That's old school right there.
I love that trophy. It's one of my favorite trophies for that very reason right there.
They've covered it,
covered it up.
Put a blanket on it.
No, man. Let the dirt fall all over that trophy. That'd be a part of it.
Take care of that baby, though.
Aerial coverage, when we can see, is provided by Goodyear. Drive always discovers possibility. Goodyear, more driven. So they have watered the track and brought the Packer cars out to work it in a bit prior to stage 3. What effect is that going to have?
Well, as Clint and I learned, when the track's packed this tight, you can't put a lot of water on it or it's like ice. So they put just enough, maybe just fill some of those gaps and those holes with just a little bit of water, keep the dust down slightly. I don't think it's going to change the track a whole lot.
Hopefully it'll fix exactly what we had. We're after trying to fix some dust issues. That's obviously the attempt, and we'll find out soon.
One thing that's helping is that sun is going down, so that's going to help those windshields from the glare.
All right, we're coming green for the final stage to take us to lap 250 in this first in 51 years NASCAR dirt track race in the Cup Series. Green flag for Joey Logano.
All right, you see Denny Hamlin moving to that outside, hoping there's some grip
made it work.
Yeah,
goes to second.
Power move by Hamlin.
A little bit of grip up top there, and down at 3 and 4 also.
Good move for him. I don't look for him to be a dirt track star with that experience, but that was definitely an experienced move right there, moving up and finding that moisture.
You did hear who I picked, right?
Oh, boy. Mostly. Oh, you're just going to move me out of the way right here? Oh, lost the nose, maybe not so fast.
Mostly bottom feeders back through the rest of the field in these opening laps of stage 3.
Not Tyler Reddick.
Nope.
No way.
7th place here. And side by side for 3rd.
Truex knows it's time to go.
And he drove it off in there really, really hard right here. We got passing all over the place.
I think Denny's got just a limited amount of time here to use that moisture in that top groove to get this lead from Joey Logano.
And 2 drivers here that don't have a lot of patience with each other.
Joey moved up to try to block the 11, but now Denny Hamlin working that bottom lane. Man, what do you do if you're Joey?
Oh, shut the door.
Shut the door.
Won't be able to do that very many more times before gonna knock that door open if you're 11.
Guys, one driver I'm watching, I know he was complaining about some overheating, but Tyler Reddick in that 8 car, he started working right up to the top of the black, and he just moved up there into 6th place right behind Ryan Newman in the 6 car.
I'm telling you guys, there's some grip up top there where they watered that racetrack. It's not going to last long, but it is there.
Yeah, Joey moved up, and here comes Hamlin right back to the bottom.
It's finally under him right here. But just like you said, that grip seems to be better, especially from the center out right here.
Yeah, but you just can't get into that area too much, or then it just turns to some dust and you bust through it and not have the grip.
Oh, Joey way up high this time, but he's got great drive off.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Right now, there's an area there that has some good grip. How long will it last?
I still believe you need to get back down to the bottom as soon as you can. That bottom is going to prevail here.
Denny's got good drive off the corner right now. These 2 guys with limited dirt experience are putting on a show for this lead.
And it takes a lot of discipline to do this. Not buzz your tires. One little buzz of the tires and one or the other is going to slip back and get past.
They've now stepped out 1.7 seconds away from Daniel Suarez in 3rd.
Well, that was interesting that Joey went back down to the bottom. Suarez able to hold off Truex in that charge that he had.
And it still takes me back to what Larry told us, Jeff. You see him, how straight he is able to keep that car up off the corner. Something to do with that throttle.
40 laps to go in the Food City Bristol Dirt Race. And what a race for the lead we've had. How about Daniel Suarez, now 3rd, Vince?
Yeah, and as Logano and Hamlin have put a little more than a second advantage over Suarez, his team is preaching patience to him, encouraging him to stay patient, feeling that Logano and Hamlin may have burned their stuff up battling for the lead, and that's going to come back to help Suarez as the laps tick on. And 39 to go. Hard to be patient now.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. Take care of those tires. They're going to help me save this thing to the end. Keep that baby straight. Work on what we were talking about with this throttle. If they have something figured out there, that could be the winning combination.
I think this 8 car, Tyler Reddick's got something figured out right now, too, as he tries to make a move underneath Ryan Newman. There he goes.
Brings up a good point, Jeff. Moving into a race like this with so many unknowns, all this unpredictability that we talked about, the anticipation, the planning, how am I going to help myself be better than the rest? These are the things that we're talking about that these teams have been working on, scheming up for months leading up into this race.
Keep an eye on that 8 ball. He's one of our USAA biggest movers since the restart. Michael McDowell up 5, Reddick, Kyle Busch, Ryan Blaney up 4.
Well, and of all of our top 5, he's the only guy that really has a lot of dirt experience.
The 2 fastest cars on the track that lap are the 2 up front. As we go back and look at 7th place, Bubba Wallace, Ricky Stenhouse, along with Chase Elliott, William Byron.
Use the old chrome horn right there. Oh,
Bubba goes around.
Might have a left rear tire down. Ricky got into left rear. Sure enough, you can see the wheel was hit. He got into the old bump and run.
No caution yet.
Everybody scattering around Bubba Wallace, but we stay green. have to pit and fall off the lead lap. Let's show you where the contact was with Ricky Stenhouse now that Bubba's made it to pit road.
Well, you called it, Clint. You see Bubba makes that late entry. 47 to Stenhouse pushes the issue, and that right front fender just rubs that left rear enough to cut the left rear tire down.
You know, and I hate to do this, but I don't place any blame on it. Left the door open just the least little bit, enabled that 47 to dive it off in there. Race and deal as far as I'm concerned.
Well, that'll take Wallace out of a top 10 spot and off the lead lap with 32 to go. Vince?
Well, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who saw made that move on the 23 car. Stenhouse's car right now is the best it has been all day long. They have made big changes throughout the course of the day at each and every stop. They said they needed it to be best on the last 50. That's where they've got it. The big question is it good enough?
His last lap was one of the 5 fastest, and this lap was second fastest to our leader, Joey Logano. So Ricky Stenhouse from 7th moving forward. And as you look at this top 10, I'd say we're in really good chances of having our 7th different winner in 7 races this year.
Yeah, what? The only guy on that list that's won this year is Mark Truex Jr., I believe, right?
And William Byron back in 8th spot.
The other thing I'm seeing, I cannot give praise enough to these track workers. Knew exactly what to do, fixed us up for a good run at the end of this race. Multi-groove racing, they're up high, they're running on the bottom. Great job, track workers, great job.
Agreed.
3rd to 4th, Suarez to Truex, 29 laps to go. About the length of your usual Saturday night dirt track feature, 25-30 laps.
Well, listen, no matter what happens here in these closing laps, the job that Daniel Suarez has done today, especially with this limited amount of time on dirt, is very impressive. And that team, that's going to be a huge notch in their belt.
Stay on the bottom, please.
Ricky Stenhouse with the NOS Energy Visor cam. 27 to go. Here's Brad Keselowski in 14th, side by side with last week's winner Ryan Blaney.
I think Brad came into this race knowing this is going to be a tall order for him. No dirt experience. I don't think he really prepped at all for this event, and yet here he is. Might pull off a pretty decent finish.
Actually ran a dirt late model one time. One time was all he ran that, but it was so interesting to me, all the different approaches that everybody took. Speaking of approaches, this 19 of Martin Truex Jr., 0 approach. The only thing he came here with was a truck race, and by the way, he won it.
Jamie.
And the 19 is not happy. You see that car bouncing around. He said he just can't put any throttle into it. He's too loose and all over the place, but he still was able to make the pass. Now his teammate Denny Hamlin right ahead of him. His spotter is telling him there's still some moisture down on the bottom, so if you can get your left side tires in there, it might help your forward drive.
Well, lap traffic is about to be a factor. Logano with a half-second lead on Hamlin. Logano in the yellow Mustang.
Well, these lap cars are running side by side. They're battling for their own positions here. What do you do if you're Joey Logano? Look at Ty Dillon still hanging that thing out sideways.
Big time. You're going to have to make quick time of them. And it always is on a dirt track like this. It's locked down. Whoever can make the best time and maneuver in lap traffic usually wins these races.
These are all lead lap cars. Cole Custer, Ty Dillon in the 96, and Stuart Friesen in the 77.
You saw Denny Hamlin there move up to the top groove, see if he can't find something, maybe find a way by these slower lap cars on that outside lane, but it just didn't seem to work.
So Custer goes a lap down, and so does the younger of the Dillon brothers. Now it's Stuart Friesen ahead for the leaders. 21 to go.
Stuart Friesen was working that top lane. Now he's moved back down to the bottom line. And I mean, this is a guy that has a lot of dirt experience, so I don't see him making any mistakes. If Joey Logano's going to get by him, it's either because Stewart's going to give him the door, and he does right there. He opens up the door for Joey.
Dirt modified star and now a regular in the Camping World Truck Series. not going to interfere with that lead race between Logano and Hamlin, and that gap still stands at half a second as Newman, Stenhouse, and Byron all fight for 6th place.
Remember what happened between the 6 and the 24 earlier in this race. We'll see if Ryan Newman remembers.
You don't think he'll make it hard on him?
I think he might make it low. He makes it hard on everybody, but if you make contact with him, I'm going to tell you
Good
what,
luck.
man,
That's all I got to tell you.
the car gets to be about 100 feet wide.
Oh, Willie B. Thought better of it, didn't he, Jeff?
I was gonna say,
oh, maybe.
William,
try it.
If you're going to make this pass, it's going to have to be the cleanest pass you've ever made on anybody.
And then get gone and in a hurry.
That's the key, Mike. That's the key. You can move him, but you better get gone to where he can't repay the favor, because that will happen.
Martin Truex, 3 seconds back, but gaining slightly on our leader.
Do we have time, Dave, to get there? Yeah, if you keep doing this, we might. He's going to get more traffic, so get past these guys fast.
No holding back now, saving tires, Clint. It's go time.
Very interesting conversation right there, and that's what you love about this dirt aspect and what it's brought to the table for our sport. He's literally saving tires till he thinks it's time and go.
15 laps to go.
I got old horse, right? Hold him back, hold him back, hold him back. Come off that last corner and let him run.
Now, just like on a concrete or paved track here at Bristol, each one of these lap cars you come to are run a little bit faster, going to be a little bit tougher to get by.
Now, these 3 cars are all on the tail end of the lead lap. Dillon in the 3, Briscoe in the 14, and Bowman in the 48.
See, there goes Denny working that high line again, trying to make something work up there.
Well, he has that opportunity right now with nobody behind him in the rear view. He sees what's in front of him with Logano having trouble with those lap traffic. Maybe go up to the top, try to figure out a way around it.
But these are all series regulars racing for points, and in the thick of it, they're not going to just lay over for Logano.
No, of course not. They're racing. They're doing exactly what they've got to do. I mean, yeah, you don't want to like try to make contact with the guy, but you're trying to get yourself back on the lead lap, get the best finish for your race team. And I'm sorry, it's tough for Joey Logano. But remember, Joey Logano was in a similar position like they are last week at Atlanta.
I feel like he's making some hay on the top of 1 and 2 right here. You can see him starting to catch him on the outside. Struggles a little bit in 3 and 4, but now you see Joey feeling that pressure. Got to make a move, get underneath Chase Briscoe.
And Truex is now closed to 2.5 seconds behind the 2 leaders with 12 to go.
I knew lap traffic was going to be a factor in this thing before it was all said and done. Always has been, always will be at Bristol Motor Speedway.
Boy, look at Denny really getting up higher and higher and higher. Is there anything up there? I don't know. I think that's
too late.
Pretty dangerous.
Now Joey Logano's gotten underneath that last guy. He needed to pin him down there behind those lap cars. Joey did a great job making quick time with those guys, not enabling that 11 of Denny Hamlin to catch him.
Yeah, he's increased his lead.
Now he's got 3 cars to get in between. Now he's forced to stay on the outside.
But how about Hamlin? No matter the surface, no matter the track size, he has had an incredible run of finishes this season.
When you think of Denny Hamlin, it's been this way since I came into the sport with him in our rookie season. He's always been very, very good at saving his tires. Think about Richmond's. Think about Martinsville's track like this. So you have to save your tires, be good on your equipment.
Ricky Stenhouse up to 4th place, passing Daniel Suarez. He said his car was the best it had been all day, and he's proving it.
Yeah, he's making some nice moves, keeping that car really nice and straight. Again, here's one of our guys that does have quite a bit of dirt experience paying off right now.
Look at this 3 wide right there with everybody battling him up in those cars that just went a lap down, trying to stay in the free pass position, but only 8 laps to go. Eric Jones, did you see him before the race? He has a completely starched white fire suit.
Not anymore.
He's going to need plenty of that tide when this thing's over.
Well, that's the whole idea. Right.
Track's going to need some too.
Mike, remember, you talked about it before the race. The last time a Cup race was run on dirt, that 43 was the winner with Richard Petty.
Oh, Hamlin got wide.
Yeah, he did. Into the fence, too.
I'm telling you, there's no grip up there, guys, at all. Now, did he cut a right rear tire down, or was that just getting in the dust?
I don't know. He's in trouble.
Well, he just lost second place to his teammate Truex, at least for the moment.
Not going to give up on that outside either. He needs to get to the bottom.
I thought maybe he had an issue with the right rear tire, but I think he just slid up there. And I don't want to call it a cushion. You know, we thought coming in we were going to say he jumped the cushion. There's really not a cushion up there. Yeah, he just got in there with a lot of speed, tried to get it turned. Did a nice job, actually.
Spin out, front straightaway, and the caution is out with 4 to go.
Boy.
Oh, no.
Mike Marlar.
The right rear tire down. Now what's going to happen,
What
Jeff?
do you do now?
Joey Logano, you're sick.
You notice we didn't ask Larry to go back 51 years in his notebook for trends for this. And
based on that announcement, I'm making them right now.
I'm sure you are. All right, a cut tire for Marlar. He had worked his way back to the lead lap, then got lapped. And the cut tire puts him into the wall. The dust will settle, and we will have a shootout. Single file restart. Vortex theory on line 2.
I was just saying, we're going to have a dust up here too?
I think so.
Yes.
Here's the 11.
Never should have let him cut me off. I won't this time. Heads up, TJ. Let him know.
Talking to spotter for Joey Logano.
Yeah, calling out TJ Majors.
Yes,
Joey spotter. Let him know. Not going to make it easy.
I don't think you need to tell Joey. He knows.
No, for sure. Probably the best in the business of blocking. Him and TJ Majors, that combination's always been very good. Plate tracks and things like that. TJ races a lot of iRacing stuff at night. If I jump on and log on, he's always on there leading in charge. He understands what these guys are going through.
So, Clint, how do you play this restart, being that it's single file?
Well, if I'm who? If I'm Joey Logano, I'm trying to get the best jump I can do. I'm not going to slip up. I'm going to be disciplined when I get down to 1 and 2, because that's where you can mess up. You open the door for Denny Hamlin, he's going to take it.
Okay, so you take that approach because that's a little bit more of a conservative approach. I'm Denny Hamlin. I'm taking chances. I'm taking risks. I'm going to carry more speed to the maybe one groove up, try to get to the outside of Joey Logano, hold him down, pin him down.
In my opinion, the only option Denny Hamlin has to win this race is to bump and run. Ooh. Better flex some muscle if you're going to win this one if you're 11 ball.
All right, we're going to overtime here in Bristol. We are off next weekend, and then in 2 weeks, we're going to Martinsville.
The mayhem in Martinsville awaits. That's right. The long straightaways and hard-braking turns of the paperclip make it an unrelenting night of racing. But for those that have outmaneuvered, outlasted, and defeated their competitors, and this rigid stretch of road, the prize is pretty sweet. Don't miss all the action. Only on FS1.
So if you're coming to Martinsville, Thursday night, the Wheel and Modified Tour. Friday night, the Xfinity Series. Saturday night, the NASCAR Cup Series on the half mile.
I think the only thing that makes the dirt race here at Bristol better is to follow it up with a short track action night race at Martinsville.
Cannot wait for that. One of my favorite racetracks up there. Under the lights, it's going to be even better.
So Logano will be the leader on the restart. Hamlin on his bumper. Martin Truex. Ricky Stenhouse, who has the best car he's had all day, followed by Daniel Suarez and Tyler Reddick and Ryan Newman.
You know, all these guys up there, are they trying to cool their tires down? I see everybody running up high in that darker, kind of where the dirt's settled up top.
That's exactly what they're trying to do, but at this point, I don't think they have much tire left. Going to have to get down there. And I don't think this is going to be your last caution. I'm going to call it right now.
Yeah, this stage has run caution-free, and now we're going into overtime, so this is definitely asking a lot.
This one's going to be an expensive caution.
There are the rules for overtime. If the leader gets the white flag under green, the next flag ends the race. Here's Denny Hamlin and company.
You got the most aggressive guy in the business in this situation leading this race. The most aggressive one. Find a way.
Whoa.
Hey, that's how you motivate your driver, and he's absolutely right. Joey Logano is that very aggressive driver.
Better be aggressive.
All right, pace cars in. 2-lap shootout.
Here it is.
On the dirt at Bristol. This is the one you've been waiting for. Credit one overtime.
Oh, he got a good jump with him. You called it. He tried to go to the outside. I don't agree with it. I think this. And Martin Truex went straight. I think he's got a right front issue or something.
And here comes Ricky Stenhouse Jr. to the bottom. Yeah, that top group did not work for Denny Hamlin.
I didn't think it would.
That's the best thing for Joey Logano was to see that side-by-side battle in his mirror. White flag.
I think a right front flat on Martin Truex Jr.
Wow, how about the job? Ricky Stenhouse Jr. What a great job. Second place right here. It's going to be an awesome finish for them.
Close as he can get to Joey Logano. Stenhouse sends it in, but Logano is going to win the dirt race at Bristol.
How about that? Joey Logano.
Unreal. I got to tell you, I mean, guys, what a race. What a battle. All these different leaders. Joey Logano is pumped up to win this dirt race here at Bristol.
Earlier today, Vince Welch and Michael Waltrip called him out.
Oh, yeah, baby.
They said,
Baby, that's it.
Blaney won last week after being up in the booth. Joey, you got to go.
And he did it.
And he did. And Martin Truex goes from 3rd to 19th. Last car on the lead lap after cutting down a tire. Logano, Stenhouse, Hamlin, Suarez, and Ryan Newman, the top 5. Byron, Reddick, Blaney, Jones, and Elliott, the top 10.
What I saw right there, Jeff, you had a choice. You had to go to the outside and try to pass him clean, or you had to get in there and rough him up. He chose to do probably the cordial thing. Wasn't the winning move, however.
I think he's going to think twice about it, though. Now watch 3rd place there, the 19. Truex just goes up. Man, the car just never turns. Tire issue right from the beginning.
And Stenhouse capitalizes on Hamlin.
I think even Joey was like, yeah, I'll come into this race this weekend. I don't think I got a shot.
He fixed that.
And he leaves with his 27th career Cup victory. There's your runner-up, Ricky Stenhouse.
Denny Hamlin, Daniel Suarez.
Here's Jamie.
A lot of people in this garage, Joey, they wanted those bragging rights to say they won the first dirt race at Bristol. How do you sum up what this moment was like, this race, a Cup car on dirt?
Man, it's incredible. How about Bristol on dirt, guys? This is incredible, unbelievable racetrack. Great job by everyone that prepped the track. Obviously, a lot of work over the last few days. And, man, we've done a lot of work in the dirt department here the last few weeks with my buddy Ryan Flores and my car chief Jerry Kelly doing a good job with the modified and just making laps and learning where I was going. A lot of that helped. Kevin Buskirk helped a lot too. He has a lot of knowledge. And obviously Paul Wolf, this team, great car, obviously, to be able to execute the race we did and get a win. I was getting nervous. There's so many first-time winners and different winners than there's typically been. I was like, we got to get a win. Next year we get in the playoffs. So it's amazing to get this Shell Pennzoil Mustang in the victory lane at Bristol. It's nothing like winning at Bristol, but putting dirt on it and being the first to do it is really special.
Joey, take us through this race, though, the changing track conditions constantly, something you guys have to do normally, but not to this extent. How much of a challenge was that today?
It's definitely a challenge. You know, when they watered the track the last stage, that kind of changed everything. And Denny and I had a heck of a race because he found grip up top, and I was like, well, I don't know how to do that. So I had to go up there and try to figure that out to defend the lead position and then eventually just work the lap cars. That was very hard as well. So as it should be, everyone's racing to stay on a lead lap. So was able to get through them as needed, and of course the late race caution. But man, what an amazing team! Everyone at Team Penske really put together some really good cars to come here and you know, wing it. That's what this is about. Nobody really knew what to put in the car, and we were able to adjust the right way throughout practice and get into victory lane. It's great.
Congratulations.
gentlemen, so close today. We saw you working very hard on the top lane at the end of that race. Couldn't quite get it to come in. Did the damage have a factor there, and you getting up to the wall at the very, very end?
Yeah, probably, but I really couldn't see a whole lot. I was kind of guessing, but I mean, I thought I just could, on that last restart, run the top end hard, but they didn't prep it in between cautions like they did before, so it was just marbles up there. But proud of this whole FedEx Camry team. Man, I thought I had a shot there. Cut the 22, too many brakes there when he was cutting us off, and I just, they had a little better car, it looked like, there in the long run. But proud of this whole team. Is, we're third best again.
Thanks, Tony.
So for the first time since 2014, we have 7 different winners to start the season, as Joey Logano wins one for the 10th straight year in the NASCAR Cup Series. Family driver Joey Logano on his big win here in Bristol, and there creating a lifetime memory for a young fan with that checkered flag. Other member of that family is with Vince Welch after a great day here.
That's Daniel Suarez, and what a terrific day. A week ago, less than a week ago, he got on dirt for the very first time. Today, he led 58 laps at a Cup race and finished 4th. How in the world did you do it?
To be honest, I had no idea what I was doing, but we're having fun. Everyone at Trackhouse Racing, they did an amazing job. It's been the second week in a row that we have very fast race car, capable to run up in the top 5, top 10, and I couldn't be more proud of all these guys. Justin Marks, Ty Norris, everyone that helps obviously this program, Camping World, Chevy, Comscope, everyone that has been a huge support of myself. It just feels so good to be back. It's been a little difficult the last few months. No, not last few months, last year. And it feels so good to be able to race with these guys, have some fun up front, and hopefully our time will come very soon.
Yeah, you earned it today for sure. Let's go to Regan.
Well, one of our so-called dirt ringers, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., bring it home in second place. You guys had to make significant changes to this race car all day long. Finally, at the end, it looked really good.
Yeah, our Kroger Camaro was really good on the long run. Needed a little bit more NOS energy drink for the restarts. I just couldn't get going. Couldn't get the turn in the race car that we needed, but we made a ton of adjustments, and we kind of went back and forth overnight of what we were going to do. Larson and I came out and hung with the track crew. Steve Swift and the boys did a great job of, getting this thing raceable today with all the rain and all the challenges that they had. But man, we had a blast. Obviously, the start of the race, I was terrible with a green racetrack and a little bit moisture in it. But as it blew off, we kind of got back to where we were in practice and felt really good with it. So good way to go into the off week. I'm gonna go run my sprint car with my dad this weekend. Hope everybody has a good Easter, and go get some NOS energy drink at Kroger.
All smiles here for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Jamie?
How about Ryan Newman bringing it home 5th, your best finish of the year so far, Ryan? Well, what's your takeaway from all the trouble that we all went through to get here today?
I think it was awesome. I think it was a great run for our Oscar Mayer Ford, which mattered the most to me, but for all the fans that stuck it out, I think it was an amazing event. Hopefully get to do it again, and just proud of our guys, our best team effort, like you said, all year, and it's still early in the year, so wish we could have won. I think if we had some track position, like I'm sure a few other guys would have said, we would have been that guy, but we happy with the top 5.
Well done. Guys?
Thanks, Jamie. High marks to Speedway Motorsports and their track crew after the deluge and the flood of yesterday. And so sorry for the fans who could not come back to see the race today. All the work they put into this track, and in a great gesture, they said today, anybody who had a ticket, whether it was for the truck race or the Cup race, come and see both here on Monday. And the fans turned out, and I think Ricky Stenhouse is right. We had a blast.
I know I did. I love seeing these cars slide sideways. I love that last stage where we had a top groove, a bottom groove. I love seeing these drivers get out of their car with dirt all over their uniforms and all over their faces. I thought it was a very cool event. Glad to be a part of it. Kind of wish I'd have been out there at times.
Yeah. For me, I love to see this industry take a chance on something, and I certainly was entertained. I hope the fans do. There's going to be controversy. You're not going to win them all, but I was certainly entertained. I love the racing aspect of it. I love this racetrack. Has it changed for all these teams? Everything they overcome. Hats off to everybody involved.
A lot of work for the teams, a lot of unknown for some of the drivers. But We can't wait to do it again.
Bring it on.
More from Bristol, where Joey Logano has won on dirt. Right after this. Thunder Valley, boy, great to see it full of cars and campers and fans. One of the most exciting spring Bristol races in memory. And here are the standings. 7 races, 7 different winners. They are listed in yellow. Now, they're not locked into the playoffs, but they have a leg up on Denny Hamlin, Brad Keselowski, Kevin Harvick, and the rest. 16 is the cut line. That's where Alex Bowman sits, just 4 points ahead of Chris Buescher. Ryan Preece and Ryan Newman. Daniel Suarez had a big gain today. Joey Logano getting congratulations. He doesn't look any the worse for wear. He doesn't look dirty. He looks like he's had one heck of a time.
He did have a heck of a time. And, you know, I think everybody here this weekend got to see something unique and different. And I'm with Clint. Thank the entire industry, NASCAR, the track, all the teams, all the fans to come together and allow this event to happen and put a lot of smiles on a lot of people's faces.
Certainly did mine. I loved what I saw. I love the competitiveness of it, the adaptability for all these teams. This was a massive effort on everybody's part.
And we're going to do it again next year, Mike.
That's right. We all said, let's try it, and it was fantastic. 911 and America's Most Wanted tonight on Fox. Enjoy your Easter weekend. In 2 weeks, we go to Martinsville. Race day on FS1 and the Martinsville Cup race on FS1 2 weeks from Saturday night. Every night, check on NASCAR Race Hub on FS1 for all the news about your favorite sport. So long from the dirt track in Bristol.
I am here and now. Where stories you pass down are born. I am where drivers become legends. And legends become the new kings.
Michael Jordan's getting into NASCAR.
I'm where nothing's impossible. Even a champion rising again in Phoenix. I'm moving forward. And if you really try, you can catch me. I am NASCAR.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our fans for your support, and we